How's the music? Is it too quiet?
Are we live?
Let me check.
It's
Last
fine.
time I
No,
noticed that
it's
the stuff
fine.
got cut off because I said we were live and it wasn't. So I must have there must be a delay when I hit the button. Let's see. I'll check the stream manager to see if we're actually live.
It's live on my screen.
Yeah, it looks up like we're up.
Mango.
Bingo!
Damn it, we didn't do it right.
Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Let's try
We
it
were
again.
waiting for Rob to say we are live. We've been
Yeah.
saying for the fuck.
Wait, what?
And Mesh, you didn't say anything.
Hello, my mic was up.
Oh, you were trying to say it and you didn't. It didn't come through.
Gosh darn it, we was
That's fine.
Next time.
Next week we'll do something.
Okay.
Wait
Cool.
for it.
In that case, fuck. All right. Anyway.
Okay. Well, you got
But
that.
we messed
Oh,
up.
why do we have to swear? Stop again, man.
Rob,
Clearly a
Fucking
PG only
no, Jodie.
stream.
Why don't you mind your own business?
All right, guys. Who would like to do a brief recap for us this week?
Me.
Okay, Jodie, give it to us. Let's go.
So last week we put some requests into the vortex of like swirling papers, and we were picking out we was able to make a it's like an index where you can find stuff in the library. So we was all looking to we all
Dewey
pulled out
Decimal
different
Space
things that-
System.
Yeah, that's it. The Dewey Decimal System. That, yeah, it's like that, but like magic
Mm-hmm.
and D&D. So we were using that, and everyone got their stuff, and then Cal got something, and he kind of separated from the group, and everyone else kind of behind him. Whilst Cal was exploring the library, he came across two unknown persons and decided to try and sweet talk his way out of it by impersonating a librarian, intending to go back to the group and try and get some help because it didn't seem so good. But as the dice fell in a certain way, Cal was not able to sweet talk his way out of it and got into trouble and almost died. And then he ran away, and other members of the group heard him shouting and heard the commotion and began making their way over, at which point we were like full engaged with the jackal-headed person whose name has escaped me.
It's on the screen.
It's on the screen?
Mm-hmm. It's in the initiative
Where on the
order.
screen? Oh, right, yeah. Scraven Scree.
Close enough.
Scrivens.
Ribbon Scry.
Scriven Scry. Okay, Scriven, sorry. Come on, I didn't mean to read that. Scriven Sky and his penguin companion that's like a weirdo penguin but with like stuff coming out of his eyes. And the penguin ran off and hid, but Scriven Sky seems to be pretty intent on killing everyone for whatever reason. And he tried to kill Cal with like a deathly finger thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then Cal got away. And then, or Cal ran away, and then he engaged, and then yeah, I guess Mesh caught up at some point.
Yeah.
And then Screw and Squire did a ball of darkness. Like, so we're stuck inside the ball of darkness. So we don't know where he is in there. And the penguin ran away. And then everyone else is coming, and
That's where we left
most of
off.
it, I think.
That's where we
Yeah.
left off.
Excellent.
Scriven Stride drops
Where is the
a
penguin?
no somatic components, no verbal components, no material components necessary. All you saw the last time that Scrivenscry cast a spell was that his hand just closed and then a sphere of darkness just erupted in a second. It was just like a fold, just and a sound like the flipping open of a page and instant blackness. We're talking like you go from outside to inside a cave and you can see nothing. Like all of the lights just went out. Mesh and Chalcedony will have to roll to see where they're going because the darkness spell is already relatively easy to maneuver out of when you're using a grid, and so we're going to introduce a D8 mechanic if you want to leave. So we're now at Chalcedony's turn. If you would like to leave the darkness, you don't know which direction is up, down, left, or right. Or rather, you only know what's up and down. You don't know what's left, right, and sideways. Sorry. So you also don't know where Scrivenscry may have gone, despite what he's casted. I will tell Mesh that with just a very limited passive perception, you can feel as he casts the spell and moves that his robes manage to swing around and touch touch both of your legs at different points in time, but you cannot discern which way he's gone. And with that, Chalcedony, it is your turn.
Okay, so let me have a look at the map. I don't know where he is.
Correct.
And I can't. Oh well, it's not. And I presumably can't do an. Or I'd be attacking nothing. I wouldn't be able to attack anything.
You would have to point at a square that you wanna aim at, and then make an attack roll at disadvantage. That would be how it would go.
Okay. So I think Cal's first gonna try and leave the circle of darkness.
All right.
So I'll have to roll a D8.
Yeah, roll D8.
Okay.
And then the number 1 will be the north area, and then number 4 is the south area. So all the odds are your north, southeast, northeast, southwest.
So if it's a 5, then
Northwest.
If it's a 5, then you would move. Wow, where's my measuring tool?
is it
1,
north?
2, 3, 4, 5. You're going this way. 5 is directly south.
Okay.
Then this would be 6, and 7, and 8.
5 is south.
Correct. 5 is directly south.
1.
1, 3, 5, 7.
Okay then. Well, Cal doesn't know how big the darkness is.
Correct. So just move a square at a time, and I'll tell you when to stop.
Alright. Yeah. 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Go back to where Mesh is, and go back 1.
I don't know where he is on that. I can't see
Well,
him.
I mean, physically you can see him on the map. So just go back 2.
No, I mean I can't see him on the map either.
Oh,
Where is
okay.
it?
Then you go there.
He's in the ball. You can't see anything in the ball.
Yeah.
You should be able
Yeah,
to,
we
because
can't
I've set
see.
the ball to be in the back.
Yeah, when you first turned the thing on, I could, but then he disappeared. I don't know where he's gone.
Okay, let me bring him to the front. How about now?
Yeah, there we go. Now I can see him.
Okay. Yeah, so you run into something.
I run
And make a
into
deck save.
somewhere.
We're going to see if you can fall down.
Save.
Low DC.
Fall down. 21.
Yeah.
That must
You get your footing easily.
Good start.
But you definitely feel like you run into something that you can't see. And you just hear cackling. Can see.
Bastard, yeah.
That's where you're.
Let's see what else. So did I actually physically feel something?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you
or
ran into
did
him
you run-
specifically. Yeah.
Do I detect which side I felt him, like on his
Directly
right or
south.
left or right?
Directly south, yeah.
I felt it just in front of me, basically. Then, I don't know what Yeah, but I don't know what I'd do. I could try and hit, but it seems unlikely that I would be able to. So, I'm just gonna. Can I use an action to like call Mesh?
You get that's a free action.
Free action. Mesh, where you at? Can you hit? Can I? Yeah.
Where are you?
So can I use like the sound to like roughly know where he is? Or would I? Oh,
if you want to do that, because you've already done a couple of things this turn, I'll allow that to be like a bonus action. If you want to like try to figure out where he is when he's speaking, that's fair.
Okay. I'd like to do that as a bonus action then, please.
Okay. Make a perception check. No disadvantages here. This is just hearing, so you don't have disadvantage for sight.
Okay. It is a 15.
Yeah, you can see where he is on the map, basically with your ears. Generally speaking, he's somewhere over there, but he's very close to you, so I think that it's reason to assume that you know where he is.
Okay, I'll just leave until the next turn.
You're just what?
Yeah, well, I've used my actions, so
Bonus action.
The next turn. That was a bonus action,
Correct.
Right?
So you have an action left.
I have an action left. As an action, are you able to ready an action as an action?
That's the ready action, yes.
No, scratch that. Scratch that. Can I use the help action as an action? Is that an action? That's an action, right?
You have to be able to see the person you want to help, usually.
Oh, I can't do it. Oh, okay. I don't know. I feel like the only other thing I could do, if I can't help because I can't see him, then ready in action I feel like would be to sound like basically I could ready in action, and then if I hear this screw scree, then I can attack him. But I don't want to. I don't know if I might end up accidentally attacking Mesh instead. I feel like that's possible. So I don't know, maybe I wouldn't. I know where he is now, so I wouldn't. Okay, so can I ready an action to like? Can I ready an action that's not necessarily like attacking with my scimitars, but like a lunge and a grapple? Can I ready a grapple or something?
What's the condition?
So if I know where Mesh is, so if I pair Scriven Skies like his cackle or whatever that he's doing, like he's cackling and stuff, can I like rush forward like 1-2 spaces and try and do a grapple action?
I would say you can't use a movement on your reaction, but you can save a grapple, sure. That'll be an athletics check if you want to grapple somebody as a reaction.
Alright, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Breker.
I'm just going to sprint towards the edge of the bubble and kind of stand on the edge of it, and can I try to call out to I don't know this guy's name, but can I try to call and be like, what's going on up here? There's no reason for hostilities here. You're obviously an intelligent creature who can speak. Please let us know what's going on so we can defuse the situation.
Are you moving before you're speaking?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
14.
Okay. If there's anything to insight, you can't see it, so sorry. You'll see the results of the check here in a second. I'll say again, that's another bonus action. I don't mind that there if you want to hold a different action. Unless you use your action to dash. In that case, the turn would probably be over.
Action to dash.
Okay, great. So Velen will do almost the same thing where she's just going to run 60 feet next to Devii. Like, I can't see anything. What is going on?
Something really bad. My buddy up there can only see like a black circle blob.
I am going to put the penguin on the GM layer because no one can see him currently. So, just so that I save myself some tools, I'll do some movement behind the screen.
I appreciate the fact that you assume that I can see in darkness, so maybe someday.
Okay. That's done. Mesh's turn's up now.
Okay, so okay, this is a funky thing. I don't know if you're gonna be okay with this. So what about detect thoughts? Am I getting like a direction from it?
If you're using
Like,
detect thoughts, it is an action.
Yeah. Mm. In turn order, I haven't done it before. That's what I'm thinking. So
So you have to decide if you're going to use your action for detect thoughts or not.
I did hear the cackle, right?
More or less, yeah.
Okay.
It's not exactly far away from you. He is much larger than you anticipated. When you got closer to him, like for whatever reason, maybe because of the bookshelves or something, are just much larger in this room than the others. He's like almost 10 feet tall. Like he's very big. Oh yeah, he is very tall.
Oh really?
He towers over you. He's almost the size of a giant.
Oh no. I swear how big he was before, and you didn't say
The reason that it's harder for Cal to notice is probably the fear, and the distance that you were ahead of him. You didn't really get close to him. And also he's naturally hunched. He's very
he's
hunched over with a lot of the things that he's doing. And then once he started to fight, he began to be full strength, or not full strength, but full height in order to.
He stretched himself out.
Yes.
Okay, can I gauge like at least a direction from the cackle or something?
Yeah, he's right next to you, Mesh, on your right side of the map, where your current position is directly to your right.
So right there.
Now, where specifically he is, because he's so large, in a grid space, he's typically 2x2 squares.
Probably,
so you don't.
Probably,
yeah,
probably
he can probably move around pretty easily, and yeah.
I'm just thinking, can I drop like one of the ball bearing mixture bags I have, roughly where he is?
What does the ball bearing bag say?
So you remember I had a mixture bag with ball bearings and thingies. What's the other one?
Yes, I'm very aware of thingies are.
Caltrops, that's it.
Okay.
The thing.
So it's a action to use it. It's 5x5 feet. So if I drop it, I need to be pretty exact.
Does it say that you can drop it in another creature's space if they're already holding that space?
Caltrops. 5 square on any side. Any creature. It doesn't say if it's already existing. It says if they enter the area or start their turn in the area. I'm reading both ball bearings and caltrops because it's a mixed bag kind of thing right now.
I'll allow it. Sure.
Okay.
Let's move on. You want to drop them on the square in front of you? In front of Cal?
Yeah. It's one of these, I think, based on whatever assumption you want to make.
All right. I will just let you know if that happens. I'm just gonna mark this square here for caltrops. Okay.
Okay.
If someone goes in that for the effect, it is a odds and evens roll, whether or not they're affected by the caltrops or the ball bearings. The ball bearings will be evens, and the caltrops are odds. So if they do the check, I believe caltrops and ball bearings are both dex saves, correct?
Yeah, 10 and 15 different dex saves.
What's that?
The dex save for caltrops is 15 and ball bearings is 10. So it's different a bit.
Okay, well, because they're together, I'm going to make it that they're both 10, because that means there's less caltrops and therefore are easier to dodge.
All right, makes sense.
So because you've mixed them together and there's not as many of either, it'll be a 50-50 as to which one, and then it'll be easier to dodge both of them. Okay?
Okay.
All right. As long as that's okay with us, then that's how to roll out. That is your action. What are you doing besides that?
I'm just gonna run towards where I saw the penguin. Did I see the penguin the first time I came in?
No, I will say that you did not. That would be a passive perception thing, and it was already like trying to be hidden before you got here.
All right. I'm gonna loop around.
If you're moving in the darkness, it'll just be a D8. So if you want to move, just roll a D8.
I can't see Cal, or can I see Cal?
You only have 2. If you roll a D8, I'll say that the D8 will dictate which direction you want to go. So if you tell me you want to move closer to Cal or further from Cal, that's 2 different things, okay?
Okay.
But you have no clue like where anything is. Once I don't know if you've ever been in a cave or in any situation where there is no light. It is incredibly disorienting, especially in a new place. You have no clue where you're going. So just going on sound alone, you might be able to move away. So if you roll a D8, then we'll just eliminate where Cal is and where the caltrops are as the 2 options. So if you roll a 1 or a 2, just re-roll.
Okay, so it's a 3.
Just roll again. Sorry, if it's a 2 or a 3, re-roll.
5.
Okay, that is directly south.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go south. Try to get out of the
Okay,
bubble then.
Go 1 at a time. Stop there.
Okay.
We're gonna take a hack of opportunity from a claw with advantage. What is your armor class, sir?
16, I believe.
All right.
Yeah, 16.
Then I'm pretty sure this hits. Oh, I have the wrong thing open. Yeah, that is a 17 to hit. I would like you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 4 plus whatever, so probably not.
Okay. So you were gonna take
6.
7 points of slashing damage as these claws go into your skin, and then you feel like something is injected into your blood as poison courses through your veins, and you take an additional 7 points of poison damage. I rolled really low.
7 plus 7?
Yeah, so 14 total if you're not resistant.
Okay.
And you can continue moving.
Okay. Did that hit at least confirm my suspicion on where he is?
More or less, yeah. Again, like I said before, he's relatively big, so it's kind of like you're not quite sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Besides, like, general directions, yeah.
Okay. Since I'm out of here, what can I do that?
You only have a bonus action, so try to go quick.
I'm hold I can't do anything like that. Yeah, I can't hold anything with that bonus action. So I'll just run up behind this wall and hide, I guess.
Sure, you can make a stealth check.
That's okay. Plus 12, so that's a 17.
17, okay. All right, Scriven Scry's turn. So, in the darkness, Breker, you hear something speak. And Cal, you hear something move at the same time. I don't think being lied to is very appreciated. Especially when they're a bad liar. Librarians don't carry two swords. Furthermore, there's far too many of you. Go away. I would like Breker and Mesh and Goldy to please make charisma saving throws.
I have never used this.
This is a spell.
Never used this. Oh, this is gonna be entertaining. 5.
31.
Nat 20 minus 1, 19.
Oh, good. Good for you, both of you.
Okay. You all can see as this spell is cast. You just don't hear anything. You just hear like some whispering, Cal, as maybe he passes by, but you notice I will give you the decision if you want to still try to go for the grapple, because you hear the wisping of the cloak and the speaking in front of you, not the cackle you set, as he moves away and speaks at the same time.
Brilliant. So can I hear him speak? You said he's speaking. Can I hear him
Correct,
speaking?
but you also hear him moving laterally, like away from you. And you did hear Mesh do something in front of you, but you're not sure what that is. You just hear some clinking on the ground.
I think Cal will hesitate and then not take the action right now because he's not sure.
Very well, so you can keep your reaction. As you guys hear this going on, between all of you, Mesh, you notice that you feel the ire of something. And Breker, you too feel like your body begins to shake, but not physically. It's almost as if it's becoming immaterial for a brief moment, almost as if your body becomes translucent and you can feel like this pressure on your skin, your ears like are about to pop type thing. And as that sensation you resist, Devii, you and Van can see Goldy vanish. Goldy, you are now in a room with no perceivable floor, made of black starlight, and the floor seems to be made out of very thick black, like almost shag carpet, but it's like moving. And it is a very small place. You don't know where you are, and you can see no one but this room. You are gone. And as this happens, the rest of you can see the circle of darkness disappears, and Scriven Scry, you can notice on the bookshelf at the very top, he has climbed to the top of the bookshelf, and you can barely see him as he stalks away.
Barely see is all I
And
need.
he is now crouching out of sight on top of this massive bookshelf.
But you moved out of the where we are, the circle.
So I will give you a brief thing. If you would like, you can draw where you saw him, but you can see his feet were here, and then they were not. And now you can't see him anymore because this bookshelf is really tall, so this lighting is simulating that you can't actually see where he is. And now that he's hunched and crouched, effectively prone, you can no longer see him. Goldy, it is now your turn. Let's see here. Oh, excuse me. I cast this at the wrong level. I need to cast it at 6th level. There we go. Okay. I marked off a 5th level spot. Okay. I'm trying to see if you get another save, Goldy, or if you're stuck.
Okay.
You are effectively banished.
Okay.
Banish it.
While you're there, you are incapacitated. So you can go to your conditions and read what that says.
If I did read it, I'm gonna do it again. Yep, okay. That's about right.
The target remains there until the spell ends.
I get magical secrets next level. I need to figure out what this shit is.
Okay. It doesn't say anything about bonus action. Never mind, don't worry about it.
It does in the rules. If you can't take an action, you can't take a bonus action. If you can't take either, then you can't take reactions either.
Oh, it just says actions and reactions. I assume that's
Yeah, the other side rules are listed. If you can't take an action, you can't take a bonus. That's how it is. You have to be able to take an action. I will allow you to interact with this space if you weren't incapacitated, but I'm just checking here. It says, which point let's see. While there, the target is incapacitated. Target remains there until the spell ends, at which point the reappears in the space in nearly unoccupied space. If the target is native to a different plane than the one you're on. Okay, this is not your home plane, so that's fine. You were banished from your home plane. Okay. Yeah, you don't, like, Goldy, you have no idea. Like, again, this is good that you've never experienced this before because you've never seen this, like, in character either. Like, you don't know what the hell just happened to you. You are just suddenly there. You feel something influencing you. You begin to try to, like, resist this pressure and this faint popping sound. And if you kind of, like, maybe close your eyes a little bit, try to pop your ears, like, oh, what is that? And then you pop your ears, you're like, oh, that's better. And you open your eyes and you're not where you were. Like, what happened?
You may not have bonus actions, but you can still cry as a free action.
And now that you're here, your kind of incapacitated state is more like a stupor rather than like that you're passed out. Incapacitated basically means you can't move or take actions, bonus actions, or reactions. You're just like kind of frozen in place, just like looking around in this small room, feeling claustrophobic and also agoraphobic at the same time because it feels like an endless expanse of space, but yet you're standing on a floor. Everything seems to be moving slightly. You're like, this is very uncomfortable.
I am an impossibility.
So apologies, but that is your turn. That is how the spell works. Devii, you're up.
I just put a hand on his shoulder. Are you okay?
To whom?
Take that as a yes.
What, to me?
Yeah.
You can't hear or see him.
Oh, for some reason I thought he came back.
He's banished.
My bad. No, I know he's banished, but I
How's he done it?
Guys.
have a token that I can't pull onto the map.
Your token is right here.
Yeah, I got my Shadow Swan token. I uploaded it. Oh wait, add. I do have to add it. Anyways.
Yeah, it's not on the
I
map
guess-
because it's not added.
Yeah, I have it uploaded in my stuff, but
For now, just use Poe, please.
yeah.
It's too late.
Well, Goldy. And
response.
he's not there,
Yep.
so let's go. I don't want to move. Let's see.
Achoo!
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's hidden inside the bookshelf.
Above the bookshelf. He climbed it. You can
Above.
see claw marks on the books.
But if I look up,
Can't see him.
okay, and it's not the darkness that's hiding him. It's that he's.
You got
being
it.
Darkness is
manipulated.
gone.
You got it.
Then.
You can also see
It's all
caltrops and
gone.
barbarians just sitting on the floor over here.
Well, my Shadow Spawn has a fly speed, so I'll.
I just
kind
realized
of
that's on the GM
like-
layer. Sorry.
do a head thing to him to go over. He has 40 feet, so 10, 15.
That's so fun.
And then he's gonna fly. He has 40 feet of movement, and he just moved 15, so 30. 30.
So Poe can see him up here.
Okay.
He's right here.
Okay.
But
Okay.
that's 30 feet.
Okay. Then 30?
Yeah.
He has 40 feet.
Then. In a second. I'm trying to see.
Granted, he has to get into melee anyways.
Yeah, he can get there.
He can get in melee?
Yeah, you can't see him anymore, but if you tell Poe to go attack that thing, then he'll be able to
Yeah.
get there and do it.
Okay.
Like
in that
seek and
case-
destroy type of command. Yeah.
In that case, let me pull
Mine too.
him up again. He has been summoned as the Fury version.
Yep. Just make the attack rolls, babe.
But he also has a special one, so I just want to check to see.
Do you want to use the special one then?
And dim, Lord of Darkness, Spirit. Everyone else is with 30 feet away from me, correct? Like he's not within 30 feet of
Cari,
anyone
how
else,
would you
right?
know?
He can tell if he's within 30 feet of everyone else.
Yeah, but I don't see how that's relevant.
Well, I want to do an attack, that AoE attack with him that he can do once a day, and anyone within 30 feet is affected. None of my allies are within 30 feet of him, correct?
You are, Breker is, Mesh is, and Chalcedony. Well, Mesh is not Chalcedony, so that's 3 people are near Poe.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's what I was asking.
Okay.
In that case, he'll just attack 3 times.
Sorry, when you
How many
ask it
times?
like that, it sounds like you want to know, not Poe needs to know. So
No,
you would
I
have no
assume you
context for
did.
that information.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not what I was asking.
Okay.
Okay, Spirit makes a number of attacks equal to the half the spell's level.
So what level did you cast it?
Spell attack modifier to reach is 5. I casted it at level 3, I believe.
So then it's 1 attack.
Okay. The attack, your spell attack modifier to hit reach 5 feet 1.
Unless it's a 4th level
That's
spell, in which case it would be
1d12
2
plus
attack
3,
rolls.
The spell's level and cold damage.
So just make sure it's a 3rd or 4th, Cari, because if it's 4th, you get 2 attacks.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Spiritual
You can make these
summon
attacks with
Shadow Spawn.
advantage because technically Scriven Scry is prone, trying to hide.
Wait a minute. Why is it not marked off on 3rd level? Well, the only thing that's marked off is the 4th level. But I thought I did it at 3rd level. So I'll just do 3rd level because I thought, and I'll mark it off.
Let me just see if it's a 3rd level spell or not, Cari.
It is a 3rd. It starts at 3rd level. But on my sheet, I have only a 4th level spell marked off. I don't have a 3rd level spell
Then
marked
you must
off.
have cast it at 4th level, yeah. So you get 2
So,
attacks
yeah.
with advantage, please.
Okay. Okay, and he's got a +5 to hit.
Okay.
That's 10. It's 15 or 18.
Is this for the first attack? Like with advantage? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So don't give me both of those. Just tell me what the first attack is. Like the higher result.
I know though. I didn't know. Oh, 18.
18. Okay. The way you phrased it is very
Sorry.
confusing. Okay.
I'm sorry.
18 is a hit.
Okay. Then I do 1d12 plus 3.
What type of damage?
It is cold damage.
Okay. Wrap it all up because it'll be resistant.
And is it also piercing or is it just cold? Let me check.
I don't know. It should be listed on that stat block somewhere.
I am pulling it up. That's not the right one.
I believe it's probably all cold.
Attack. Spirit number, attack, melee weapon, your attack modifier, spells level, cold damage. Okay. Just cold.
Yeah, it's all resistant, so don't worry. Just give me the
Okay,
total and
so-
then half it. Or
That's
tell me if you have it or not.
gonna be 13.
6 damage.
Okay. And then is the second attack also with advantage?
Yes.
That's also an 18.
Okay. Same thing.
10 and halved is 5.
Okay. So it takes 11 damage.
And then that should be my turn because Devii can't really do anything.
Okay. Pass the concentration checks. Okay. Van.
Just been thinking.
I can't see any of that from my angle, right?
Correct. Like I said, this bookshelf is like 15 feet high. But we'll have to wait till your
Okay.
turn to get more info. Van.
Sorry, I have to look at something. I have to. Let me see. This is also concentration. Fuck! Why are all the best spells concentration spells?
Probably good reason
I'm
somewhere
gonna
in there.
cast- Yeah, I'm gonna cast Fly on myself.
Okay.
Because it's a touch, unfortunately. And
There you go. You have the fly icon.
look at that, and 60. Can you dash Fly?
Yes. But it will cost your action, and you've already used your action to cast a spell.
Oh shit! I'm right. All right.
Well, in
Well, I'm
subsequent
gonna
turns, you
go
may.
up and this way.
I can't see which way you're pointing, homie. If
Oh,
you move your
sorry,
token
I
into a
done that.
wall and you would like to go into a wall or you'd like to go straight up, I can move you over so you can see on the bookshelf if you want to go straight
Yeah,
up.
I'd probably head like right here somewhere.
Okay. I'm just going to
Then,
move
like,
you
up,
over one. How many
up.
feet was that? The way these are one-sided walls, so you should be able to see the whole area.
So yeah, now I can see. Yeah. It was 40 feet sideways, so probably.
Also, you can see the planetarium here. You can see all of the different planets and stuff that are above you guys. I removed them this time because you guys are on the floor, but if you'd like to see them, they look like this. See the planets now.
I
Oh.
can't see it.
That's cool.
I can see one bit, the small one. Can't.
Go to the.
And I call out
Which?
to my friends directly southeast of me
Okay.
is the guy.
So you're like pointing at him.
Yeah. Can I move anymore, or should I?
How much movement did you
It was
use to
40
get there?
feet It was 40 feet sideways, so I don't know what
Yeah,
that
20
equates
more
to up.
because it's diagonal. Like diagonal movements, it's not like normal triangles. So in D&D, every movement is the same. So 40. You got 20 more feet of movement.
Okay.
I'm trying to
I'll
give you
see him
vision with
there,
this thing,
and then
Cari.
I will-
Sorry.
I will step behind the wall. Well, not step, float, like, magnificently.
Cari, can you see through Poe now?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay, there you go.
Wait, no, I don't want to do that. Never mind. I want to see this son of a bitch.
So now Cari can see all the stuff that Van's
There it
seeing.
is.
Nope.
Alrighty. Chalcedony, you're up, girl. Boy, girl. Sorry.
I don't even know.
Here we go.
Cal's doing that anymore. It's been so long.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so I can see everything. I can see there's ball bearings, but I can't see Scream and
Scream. Yeah, you can't see him anywhere.
I can't see him anywhere.
That's a good one.
You also notice if you're looking behind you that where you heard Goldy yelling at you, he's gone.
He's gone too. Oh no. Okay, so
Guys.
when Darkling when the Darkling disappears, I quickly look around to try and get my bearings. But I noticed that they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see where he went at all, right? So
No, yeah, you have not a clue. You know that he's somewhere above the bookshelf somewhere. You saw him like his cape like wisp back there after he cast the spell, because he had to basically maintain vision to cast the spell, but you know, after he cast it, you can see him whisk around.
Oh, is that right?
Wait out of
Okay,
sight, so you know he's on top of the bookshelf somewhere.
I flip around, look, can't see him. I see, God, it's Devii, and whose token is this again? Is this Breker's token? I see the Devii and Breker, and I just say, where'd he go? Where'd he go? I do my action, I just say, where'd he go? Or free action, or whatever action it is, where'd he go?
You heard Van yell where he was.
I heard Van yell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, if I heard Van yell, but I can't see him to, like, I can't do any type of, like, aiming or whatever. But what I'll do is Van said where he was, so I know that he's gone to the bookcase. In that case, I'd like to use like my bow instead. So can I use my action to change to a bow, the long bow, or the crossbow? I got two bows, right? Can I use my action to change to the long bow? And it's an action to change, right? It's an action to change, but then if I ready, that's another action.
If you drop your weapons and draw it, it's a part of your free action. That's good, but you already did a free action to cast something, so it will be your action to do anything else. Yes, you have it correct.
I already did a free action to cast something.
You did a free action to call out to people.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So if you drop your stuff, it's an action to draw your weapon.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, let's do it.
I can drop my things and use the bow in one action.
You can pick it up, yeah.
Okay, then I'll do that.
You got it.
Because he's a distance. I'm not gonna be able to hit him with like the scimitars.
Mm-hmm.
He's a distance from me, so I'll use the bow and kind of just look in his general direction then, and just wait. I'll just wait.
Okay. You're not gonna move, correct?
Well, actually, maybe I'll just move. Maybe I'll just move and walk over to where Breker and Cari are. Not Cari, but you know what I mean. And then stay there.
Okay.
That's it.
What happens if Dallan casts this at a higher level? Cast a spell using higher spell slot, either range of the spell increases. Okay. Alright. Okay. This is gonna be a bit of a tricksy bag. Dallan's gonna run 30 feet over here. And he's gonna say, Breker, that thing. Did you see it?
I saw it.
Point, where is it? She starts casting a spell.
Breker would point southeast of Van, like just atop the bookshelves where the claw marks lead to.
Then don't resist. And she shoots like this thin beam after she makes like a little bit of a galaxy in the world, kind of taking note from Vanvalor, and then kind of inserts this green magic into there. And then as she does, she points at you, Breker, and says, go. And that magic connects you and the space in the ceiling, and then you and that little kind of vortex that she makes above the bookcase switch places, and you now teleport 30 feet as she casts Vortex Warp.
Ooh.
Learning tricks from you, Van.
Oh, that changes things.
She was holding her action to do
Chef
this, so
starts salivating.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Is that her turn?
Yeah, that's on her turn, sorry. I assumed that you were... Actually, you know what? No, she was holding that before, so she would have had to do that here. You were right. Where did I move you?
I was by Cal, in between Cal and Devii.
So, like, here?
I'm square up.
One up. I
You know what?
think.
Screw it. Let's just say it is. I can't remember that far back. And then on her turn, she'll just move. She was holding that action to do it again, so... Or no, she would have had to dash. So I guess... Let me just give you 30 feet back here. I guess it was 25. I think you were there.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's out of range. Never mind. So, yeah. You know... roughly where he is. And that he just basically... You know the result of your check now. From before. Did you want to move or do anything else?
Verlin didn't move last turn. If you want to do that, you could.
Sorry, no. I for some reason I basically skipped Breker's turn. I just kind of ignored it for no reason. So Breker asked me a question and then I just skipped his turn. So what do you want to do, Breker? It's your turn.
Just to keep what was happening, could Breker hold in action to move forward and attack when Velen teleports him if she like shouts on?
Well, she's done this once
sure.
before, like just a few seconds ago, like 2 rounds ago. She did this again.
Right.
Someone. So if you Breker, if you want her to do that on her turn and you want to hold an action, that's an option in your back pocket if you want.
I wasn't in range, so I couldn't even do anything. I guess a ranged attack.
Okay.
Can I move into Devi's space and then begin to climb the bookshelf?
Yeah. How much movement you got?
I have 30. If this is 20 feet, I can get most of the way up.
I will say you can basically scale 10 feet for sure because it moves half speed to climb. But if you want to, don't you have something with your channel divinity for athletics checks to be at advantage or something? You might be able to bullshit your way through that.
I did not want to burn
Ooh,
channel
nice, Cari.
divinity here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can get about halfway up. And if you don't dash and you want to hold your action to do anything, that's another thing. But if you dash, you can get to the top.
I will dash.
Okay, then you will get 5. You'll get 60 feet, so 5.
Well, it's 4. You said 20 foot
10, 15.
bookshelf, so it's 40 feet. So I have 15 left over.
Yep, so you get there, and then I'll let you choose where you want to go from there.
Cool.
All right, Velen will not be able to do the thing that she wanted to do. Sorry, folks. So I will actually get that spell back if I cast it. Yep, I'll get that spell back. All right, Velen will run 30 feet this way towards Devii. And she can't see anyone else. don't have anything to help you. Does she have... Alright, well... If I see it, I'll try to slow it down. And she kind of grabs her green hand and summons the chill touch hand, and she holds it like she's waiting to see it. If she sees it at all, she's going to cast a cantrip, because it's a very long range for her cantrip. That'll be Breker and Dallan's turns. Now I have to go to the GM layer because it is Kingsport's turn. Okay. And Meshadieme, it's now your turn. You can kind of see Breker up there, and he's looking. Breker's standing, so you can see him from there. He's looking this way.
Do I have any reason to think that the penguin creature is even in the area? Do I even know he exists?
You have no idea.
As I came?
You have no idea he's even there.
Because as the player, I did see him behind the shelf when I initially ran into the area.
Yes, but that's different than having tunnel vision when you roll initiative.
Right. Okay.
So
that's fair.
Yeah.
I just want to know if I can even think about that.
Also, in addition, Scriven Scribe's body would have probably blocked off that sight line in the first place.
Okay, so I have no clue whatsoever. Yeah. That's fine.
You might. I would say if you want, you would have to spend a bonus action to perceive if there's another one. And it would not. It would basically. Well, no. I'm just gonna rule it that no, you can't, because it'll make the decision making faster.
Okay, then I will. Let's see. Run 15 feet to get to this bookshelf. And is it 15 feet high or 20 feet
20.
high? 20. 15 plus 20. So I'll do bonus action dash to climb up. Can you do that?
As you climb up, you're realizing that as you get here, he's right there. So you're gonna have to go to the left.
Oh.
His tail to climb up.
Yeah. You like see he's prone, so he's like prone in that space, trying to hide. Effectively prone. He's not actually prone, but like for the effects of gaining prone, he's crouched. He's just a very large creature.
Do I have enough movement to like step over him or something and then walk next?
You have to go down here or hang on the side.
So I have movement to go do that. That's what I'm asking.
How much movement did you have?
I spent 15 to get to the shelf, and I have 60 total with a dash.
So you'll spend 40 to climb.
40 to climb.
You have 5
so
feet
50.
at the top.
Yeah, so I have 5 feet. So
Yeah,
I can
5
go
feet left.
diagonally.
Yeah.
So I could have gone diagonally. Okay, so I'm there now.
What's next?
And I did see Goldy disappear from the corner of the shelf.
You would not have sightlines on him, but when you came out from your sightline, your hiding position, then you would not. You would notice he's not there, probably, but you don't know where he is because things have been moving quick. So you don't know if he just ran to a different area or what happened to him. You might have heard Devii say something like, "Where's Goldy?" Goldy? Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, then I'm gonna stab. Oh, wait, I can't double stab. I can single stab.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
One poke.
Single poke, please.
With advantage, because black.
Yeah. Well, with advantage because he's prone and you're not.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is definite hit. That is plus 9, so 20, 25.
Okay, give me an attack roll, please.
Okay, 1d4 plus 4d6 plus another d6. Ice is resisted, so I roll that separate.
Correct.
Okay. So that's a 1 on the ice.
A 1 on the ice? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
12 plus 14 plus 14 plus 5, 19 piercing damage and 1 ice damage.
Okay. Goldy.
Hi.
as this damage has taken place in another realm. For a split moment, you feel a popping sound in your ears again, as if you're just rushing and someone is basically taking your chest and just go and pulled you out of the room, and you're back in your space again. And all of you hear like a loud popping noise. Like if you've ever heard those like really large rubber poppers that you can turn inside out, set them on a desk, and they go like pop, and they hit the ceiling and go up like that. That's what it sounds like. So it's like something like that.
Okay.
You see him wince in pain.
Himself, man, I've got to learn how to do that.
Now, Mesh, even though this is a sneak attack, and you sink the dagger deep, you notice this fur is incredibly thick, like thicker than Cal's armor. You're like, man, this is not doing what I wanted it to do. And that cold damage is like a tickle. It's like just frosted the hair on the fur. And you just see him just go.
He's resistant to cold.
All right. Mesh is finished. Scriven Scry stands up, half his movement.
Oh, Rob, if someone asks, where exactly do I come out of? Where Mesh
Where you
is,
left.
or-
Where you left.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question. There's too many of you pesky bitches.
Language.
You see him put his scrolls into a large kind of holster, swing his book into his side pouch, take a finger that now glows blue. He traces a door.
Escape door.
And a golden handle appears on the door. And he points before going down the door at Chalcedony.
No.
He says,
No.
if you sleep, you may not wake up. And it opens the door and disappears. And you're out of initiative.
Whoa! You're telling me this entire
Did he put a
shit from me
spell on
was
me?
running down a hall, disappearing to nothingness, coming back, and then that's it?
Hang on, did I get a spell put on me? Is it a spell?
He points at you and says what he says. He opens this door, which has basically he opens it towards him. He doesn't open it in. He opens it towards him. The door swings open. The door is basically filled with blue energy and runes, which you can't see. And he walks in it like it's a wall of water. And as he does, not only does that wall of water disappear, but so does the door that just kind of goes.
The door's gone.
Breker would, run at this door as it kind of closed behind it, Scriven Scry.
Same.
Like,
We
Van,
just run.
Van, what was that? Do you have... This is your... What was that?
Now, as he does this...
A fucking door?
Normally, you cannot do something. But because you have some prior information that Devii and Mesh specifically shared about some valuables, I will not allow Mesh to take an opportunity of attack. But if you would like to make a dexterity sleight of hand check, you may try to grab something from him.
I was gonna say if I had my action surge, I would have already done that.
It's a rare opportunity. You can make a single dice roll to see if you can pick his pocket, and you need to tell me specifically what you're reaching for.
Diamonds.
Scrolls, a
Diamond.
dust flask, or
Diamond.
a So
I
he
mean,
has
those are diamonds.
3 scrolls he put into a pouch. He has his spell book, and he also has he has a book, like a package of a collection of books, and then he also has the he would only carry one book, and then he has the
You said 400 GP worth of diamond dust?
he has 2 flasks, so 2 flasks of some kind of dust.
So my original thought was if I had action surge, I would have taken a spell book. So he would have not been able to do
Yeah,
much.
but that's not what you're doing right now. What are you doing right now?
But now that he's running away, I'm thinking diamond dust.
You have a split second to make a decision, so do not think about this. It has to be instant.
I'm going for the diamond dust then.
Make a. What is your modifier for your roll?
Sleight of hand is +12.
Okay, this is going to be DC 21. It is very, very high.
I rolled a 14. I'm good. 26.
Okay, then you can grab 1 flask. And as Cari said, it's worth how much total?
Well, you told me that he has 400 GP worth of
So
diamond
you can
dust
get
on.
200 gold worth of diamond dust because 1 flask is worth 200. So you can mark it off and write it down. But Mesh has it. If you guys want to roleplay it out and make sure that Cari gets it at some point, then you can just have her write it down now.
You can write it down. 200 worth of diamond dust. I got something, guys.
Wait,
What?
what's going on?
Huh?
What'd you get?
As I'm shaking it, like, I got one of the things you wanted.
Give it. Give it to Ryuk. He'll take it to me.
I'm just
Here you go.
I'm walking around. Touching the
Rob,
ground.
Can
Oh.
I can communicate with my shadow spawn Ryuk, so can he communicate what he said about
I don't know those spell, Cari. What does it
Cal
say?
to me? It said that he can communicate with me.
Yeah, but to what extent?
He understands my language.
Let me read the spell because I don't have this thing memorized.
Languages. Understands the languages you speak. Intelligence.
What's the emotion?
Is 4. Fury.
Okay.
You're right.
Misshapen biped. So it just has 2 legs.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
That's a mood.
I've never related more.
I mean, I guess that
You have him for an hour, so yeah, it makes sense that you can
Yeah.
communicate with him. It obeys verbal commands without an action.
Yeah.
Ally shares your initiative, but goes right after you. Understands your languages. Sure. Yeah, I'll say you can talk to it. I don't think it says anything that it can speak, though. It says it can understand. It doesn't say it can speak.
You can speak. Okay.
Unless it explicitly says somewhere in the stat block that I'm missing that it can speak, it cannot.
That's okay. No, I'll just wait for Breker.
You can have a very
or-
fun game of charades with an angry spirit.
I'll have Breker. I'll wait till Breker or Actually, could I have heard him say that from where I am? Pointing at.
You guys are out of combat. You can do whatever you want.
Okay, let's just say I heard it. I'll immediately cast Greater Restoration on Cal, knowing what he said to her about if you go to bed, you might not wake up.
Would that fix that?
That's the only thing I can
Oh,
think of.
fuck.
It might be remove curse, but oh yeah, never mind. No, actually no. Now that I
Devii,
think
you have a
about
high
it, it
enough
might be
insight to
remove
know
curse.
that he means he's going to hunt her down.
Oh, well then I'll cast Greater Restoration on myself.
Are you suffering from any effects that would restore?
I am. I am suffering from
Hair loss?
Hair loss. Above board, I'm suffering from.
No.
Below board, I'm suffering from hair loss, and I want to get rid of that.
Thank you. Okay.
Rob, can I try and see if I could figure out where the door took him? Is that possible?
Me too.
Cari, you can mark off the restoration spells stuff that you used, and you can remove that effect from yourself.
Okay.
Some
job.
of your hair been coming out, Devii.
Dallan, what did you ask?
Yeah.
Some of my hair came out as well.
I bet a chip.
You'll be next then. Okay, let's see. So
You wanted
now I
timeout,
have...
guys. Dallan asked me a question, and I'm trying to figure out what he said.
Can I see if I can figure out where the door took him? Even just a direction? Is that possible in any way?
Do you
God, I
have
forgot about that.
do you have
Anything
like major
residual.
teleportation magic on your like 5th level teleportation magic on your 4th or 5th level teleportation
Kind
magic
of.
on your sheet. What do you have?
I have Temporal Shunt, which does teleport someone. It's a banishment spell.
You're trained in Arcana though, so I'll give you an Arcana roll. Sure.
Okay.
You need to hit an
Plus
18.
9. Okay. I'm halfway there with my bonus.
While he's doing that, I can try something similar.
11. Oh no.
Your guess is it's some sort of teleportation. You might even be familiar with the spell with that roll. It's called Dimension Door. But you know that the Dimension Door just means that it makes a dimensional rift, like between two spaces, not that it goes to a new dimension. That's all you know. You don't know like where or how far or like what the spell does inherently. You just know that he goes from one place to another.
So he's still here.
Yeah, you know that it's not a very long... It's like a medium distance thing, but it's definitely like not within the room. Like it could be much further than that.
Mesh,
Can he come back through the door?
No, it's one way.
Okay.
I lost half of that, Chef. What was that?
Does your cat with tremor sense? Can you detect
That's what I was. That's what I was going for. Can Bagheera make like a perception check or something?
Are you removing your plot armor now?
Yeah, sure. For like this, we're not in combat, so I'm okay with doing that for now.
It doesn't matter. If you use the effect at any point in time, it is now plot armor is removed for the rest of the game.
Sure.
Okay. I'm just making sure you want to do this because the second you use this thing for personal gain, it's fair game for me to attack.
Okay. Tremor sense 60 feet, perception with advantage with smell checks.
Will not make you roll. It is nowhere. There's no reason for it to smell because it's gone.
Okay, so I'll have him like get his scent for future.
Okay. You can try. You can make a flat roll because it has advantage on smell checks, and this would normally be a disadvantage because it's no longer there.
That is a 19, so it should be okay.
You notice that Bagheera the cat, smile, is hearing something or sniffing something and points its head towards the southern area of the map.
That way, rough, at least for now.
It does this thing where it kind of shakes its head and like it kind of just cocks its head. Something's over there, but it kind of giving the idea that it's not what you want it to find.
Does Greater Restoration get rid of my madness?
What did I say earlier?
I'm pretty sure you said that I would assume it would ages ago, like months ago.
No, it's like today. I thought I said that you can remove it. You can remove the effect from yourself.
Oh, okay, good. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't hear that. I said I cast it, and you said you can cast it. I just wanted to make sure that it actually worked.
I'm 95% certain I told you can remove the effect.
Then I probably didn't hear you.
Okay.
Sorry.
But yeah, Mesh. Again, you can't really tell distance or realms of where, but I can tell you that noticed.
Cal, are you okay? Goldy, are you okay?
Bleeding, dying.
I am.
I'm fine.
I can.
Am I okay? Where's my phone?
I'm
50.
fine.
Yeah, I'm 58 health. Hit points. I'm okay. I'm okay.
I want to approach Cal.
Rob, well, just real quick before we dig into that, because I still have fly, and it's 10 minutes. I'm going to use that to get around in this room, just to investigate all over the place.
Sure.
And I can roll whatever you want while they do that, and I can just like, I'll be searching while this is happening.
Give me a perception check because the investigation would mean that you have to kind of handle stuff. You're just doing a sweep, so that'll be perception.
Okay. Yep.
Breker and Mesh would be like
17.
looking south and directing you that direction towards something.
Okay, so
So I'm just
what I'll do is I'll
going
let
around.
Breker, I'll let Van do something while you guys talk for a second. I'm gonna move Van over here. Van flies over that direction, and Van, I'll tell you in DMs while they're role playing.
I cast Cure Wounds on Cal at 3rd level. 19.
Probably should have waited about 5 minutes.
19 cure. Thanks.
Yeah.
19.
Breker will lower the chain of his trident if anyone wants to climb up the bookshelves.
Heals me.
I'll use it.
Heals me.
The best of my climbing ability.
It's quite a view from
Over
up
there.
here.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna approach Cal and I'm gonna slap him across the face.
What's
And
happening?
say what?
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it. I'm gonna stay quiet for a moment, just a bit shocked at the fact that I did that.
Ow, man, what the hell?
What the hell is wrong with you?
What? What's wrong with you? Why are you hitting me?
You ran off and you almost died.
Well, I didn't die, so, like, what's the big deal?
The big deal is that you decided to go off by yourself, not say a word. What if we weren't here? What if we didn't show up? What would have happened to you?
Well, it's fine. It worked out. I'm like, God, Jesus.
It is not fine. Also, who's Jesus?
Ignore that. I just thought about that.
Sorry.
He's a very
Well,
famous
Scratch
artifact from the
that
Devii.
Scratch that.
Legendary
I don't think
sorcerer.
Whatever deity. What deity they have here? He said that instead.
Cat, you can't go off by yourself. We are in an underground city full of monsters that could kill us on a whim. You are alive now to have this conversation, but there's a very real possible chance that you would have died.
Oh, damn. Get off my back. I had something to do. And I did. You know what? I handled the situation. I was handling the situation. I was going to took my way out of it, and I got away, didn't I? So
Breker kind of coughs from up above, like running for your life.
You know, I didn't actually see what exactly
Handled.
happened.
The edge of the bookshelf and look down.
say that again.
I didn't exactly see what happened to you, but I do remember a blood-curdling scream, and I do remember you running for your life. So whatever was
also-
happening, you did not have it dealt. Sorry, Cari, go on.
I heard a little bit of this conversation. Cal, have you seen all the blood all over you right now?
A cow looks at himself. I was like, okay,
It's
look,
like
right,
your blood that's all over yourself.
look, God damn, I'm fine. Look, I appreciate you helping me, right, but I'm fine.
You gonna do it again?
I'm gonna do what I've got to do, and it's quite frankly, it's got nothing to do with you. What I am going to go, what I'm doing. I don't know why you're just suddenly so up in my face.
Okay. You know what? I dare to ask, what was so important that you had to risk your life?
Firstly, I was not risking my life. Secondly, that is none of your business.
You understand where we are, right? You know what we're trying to do, right? Like I'm not doing to avoid, am I? Like we are trying to stop a big bad, a really big bad. I'm trying to say not ultimate evil. I'm trying to dumb it down so it makes it more sense, because clearly you don't understand what the hell is going on right now. If we weren't here, you would have died. How are you so callously just pushing that aside?
I understand that you are giving me a headache. That's what I understand. I think you are taking this.
Talk to him.
Goldie's right.
Cal? Oh, go ahead, Breker.
Goldie's right.
By the way, I'm
greater
sitting
good
on the
must
edge of the
be-
bookshelf looking down.
Must be our focus.
So I'm going to turn you up.
Sorry, that was my bad.
Can I say that again, please? Jeff?
Goldie's
Jeff.
right here. The greater good must be the focus. What you did was reckless.
greater good. What about my needs and what I have to do? What? All of none of you even give a flying fuck about my needs and what I
Then
need to go
tell
and
us.
get done.
What do you need?
Do you know what, right? I do not need to be telling you any of this. I'm not answerable to any of you.
We don't.
You're right. You're not.
Okay.
That's not the
Right.
issue.
Well, then, okay, then fine. Well, then that's that. That's with
All right.
issue
I'll
resolved.
back up. I'll back up.
Issue resolved.
Cal,
Go on, Cari.
you put us all in danger by having you come at us. You do this again, we will not come to help you, and you will die.
Wait, no.
I will not come to help you.
Let's see how it is.
Breaker nods.
It's like
Okay,
Breker and Devii like do the fist bump, like yeah.
I have a very noticeable side. Like, okay, look.
Yeah,
I'm
I knew
not.
I knew it'd come to this. It always comes down to this.
Explain. I don't understand. Please help me understand.
I listen to people and I believe them. And that is my folly.
Did something happen to you in the past?
Do you know what? Maybe. That's got nothing to do with this. What you're saying right now.
If it didn't, you wouldn't have brought it up. I think
I
you're
didn't.
deflecting your deflection right now.
You asked me.
Of course I did, because you're my friend. That's
Are we?
why I'm being so angry about this.
Are we
I didn't
friends?
want to lose you.
Really? Are we
Yeah.
friends?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
well,
think so.
that's what they all say. This again.
Look,
Cal, we just rushed to save your life. We are friends.
This isn't the first time, believe it or not, I have been in a life-threatening position. I have been in life-threatening positions before I came to this godforsaken hellhole. And I had people that said something similar to that. So, you know, this is why I don't necessarily take things at face value.
I should have.
we fought a dragon together. We had a cauldron that would have kept us fed for the rest of our lives and all of every single one of us to come, and we chose to give it away. Like, we've done extraordinary things as a group. Like, Cal, I know we're friends. And not to say this isn't like you. There is a part of you I don't know. You've long much more bigger life than a long life than I have. You can trust me. You can trust all of us. Like, you just need to tell us why. You know what? No, scratch it. You don't need to tell us why. Can you at least learn to trust us? Because we are in a very dangerous place, and to be blunt, we need to know that when the going gets tough, you won't just get going. You like try to understand that what you're doing, in a strange way, exactly what you're saying, you're doing it to us.
How do I get a deja vu feeling?
I didn't catch that. Cal, what did you say?
I said I've been through this exact thing before, and I know how this goes already.
I'm just gonna look.
So-
around for everyone.
What exact thing? You mean running away from your friends, jeopardizing all of our lives?
Did someone die? Because we can talk about that.
And then it
Unfortunately.
sounds like you're blaming us for that.
It's the opposite. People run away from me.
That's
People
not what happened.
that I thought I could trust.
He's actually right. We ran in the exact opposite direction of running away from you. We ran towards you. That means something, right? Surely. You were crying out for help, and every single one of us ran. And I can say right now, even though some of us are saying no, I'm staring at certain people. I also think that they will start coming anyway.
So say that again. Who?
Just.
You
There you
said
go.
who's coming?
All of us, any of us.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Cal's kind of like you need to keep going. I'm saying that's out of character. You need to keep like putting it.
Let me ask you something, because no, actually, I stare at Devii. I hurt someone's very close to me. I have to ask, did you get hurt, or did you do the hurting?
Someone.
You hurt someone?
Someone hurt me, and
Okay.
I don't even know why I'm telling you this. Someone hurt me, and I thought I left all of that behind. I thought I left all of that behind in the Feywild, and I ran here, and I ran into the same thing, and I want to run again.
You mean run from people?
Run from getting hurt again.
Oh. Oh. Are you going around having meaningless relationships because of that?
No.
I'm gonna doubt. I doubt you.
Whatever, what you want.
You know, I'm just gonna stand in front of Cal, so we're face to face. Look, Cal, I'm gonna speak for myself. Life is shitty sometimes, and some people just don't care. They're very selfish, arrogant. They always think about themselves, and they will destroy everything around them so long as they are okay, their bellies are full, and their beds are warm. We're all here in a very dark, cold, monster-infested city for everyone else. If I wanted to, I could run. I could leave right now. I'm not going to tell you to trust us. I'm not going to tell you to trust me. But one thing I will say with absolute faith in any god that's listening to me, I will never leave you if you are ever in trouble. In any capacity of that word. Whether we're friends, mates, or anything else.
Breker would like to add in, it is my vow to protect those that are weaker than myself.
I'm gonna stare at Breker. Excuse me, I'm gonna stare at Breker.
Cal just ignores whatever. It doesn't really take notice of what Breker said.
Cal, I don't know how you can trust me, but can you learn to trust?
I don't know about trust anyone. I probably don't even trust myself. I don't trust myself with my own emotions. Yet my own emotions get ahead of me. And I feel so conflicted. One part of me is I just don't feel like I can believe you, Goldy. I just don't believe you. I kind of want to, but I just can't do it.
Just shot in the dark. That voice saying that you can't believe me. Is that your voice or another?
I don't know that it's a little voice. It's just a feeling. Oh man, I'm not feeling so great.
I'm just gonna quietly stare at everyone, particularly Breker. When did you start feeling like this?
You talking to me or Breker?
To you.
I don't know, man. Back when, like, we thought those slugs or whatever the F it was, what those things that jumped out at us. I don't know, a while.
But definitely after we met up, right?
Met up where?
When we all bonded, became friends, went on this ridiculous adventure.
If you want to call it that. After? Yeah, like since we've been here in this weirdo, cold, frozen city.
Hey guys? I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound right, right?
That's probably
Sounds like
fine.
you're suffering with the same problem that the majority of us are suffering. Madness. I mean, up you. You're okay.
Cow, do you trust? Do you trust anyone ever?
I mean, I did at one time.
That relationship was intimate, right? Not gonna dig. I'm just saying that's none of us, right? That we're not intimately like that with you.
I mean, maybe.
We can't hurt you that way, right? So sensibly, logically speaking, we don't have that problem, right? Right.
I don't have. It's like there's just a space where something should be and it's not there. And I can't give you what you're asking for.
Yeah.
Deep down, I do not believe you. If you want to know the truth. We're talking about the truth and you want to be frank. Since, you know, we could die at any time according to you. No, I don't believe you, really. If you want the truth.
I'm just kind of bewildered right now. Does anyone want to chime in? Huh?
Cal, do you want to die?
Do I want to die?
Yeah. You're putting yourself in situations purposely.
Not exactly.
Not exactly. That means partially.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, no, sometimes a person can just not know a thing.
As you guys are talking, you notice that Vanvalor. Now, Van, did you call off your flight spell? Probably gone now. Anyways, yeah.
I think it's true.
I would assume it's probably gone.
Okay. You notice that Vanvalor is now pushing a cart, and next to him, he walks up with a 5-foot-tall albino penguin. And Mesh is finished with pacing up and down the bookshelf, and Vanvalor has returned. As you guys are continuing your conversation, it would be hard to ignore and would be very distracting if you had any form of conversation, despite how deep a 5-foot-tall penguin with no real eyes that's albino and a cart squeaking loudly with it's a small cart but filled with books. Van is
Van
pushing.
turns the corner and sees like everyone's faces and is like,
He was
continue on.
with that thing. He was with the other one, the one that attacked me.
Huh?
That penguin.
The penguin immediately runs behind Van and hides.
He's a
friend.
No, he's not a friend. He's not a friend. He was with the.
Yeah.
If you hurt him, I will
Scribbles.
destroy
He
you.
was with Scribble Sky.
And Mimi,
He's
to be
his
fair,
ally.
okay, we just established that the cow doesn't trust anyone, so he's definitely not a friend.
Van, you know his name is
He handed me
Kingsport.
this.
He would tell you his name is Kingsport, and that is for the stream.
His
Looks
name
like
is
this.
Kingsport, and he handed me this. I hold up a paper, and it has help scribbled on it, like a little child would write it.
It says "Help me." It looks like he might have written it with his beak.
Yeah.
And
Okay, now I've melted.
now that
The guy's
Devii is
name was
here,
Scrimenscry.
I think Devii can hear me, but she might have walked away from the PC. The note for passive perception between Goldy and Devii seems to be written in maybe blood. Perhaps it used its beak as the pencil and bit its tongue to write the ink.
Okay.
Rob, as I'm walking back, do
The
I
guy
see
who
that?
we thought.
Hang on, Mesh.
Okay.
The guy who we thought is named Scrimenscry. Which
Well,
we
he
didn't
t-
know
he t-
until
he t-
in
he
character
told-
until right now.
Correct.
Yeah, because he
Everyone
told
now
me
knows.
when
Oh, did he tell you?
Everyone now
He
knows
told
because
me
you were
when I was
split.
speaking to him.
Yeah.
When I was off with him before, that's why I said I was Scribble Sky with him because he told me it's that.
Is someone making multiple shadow spawns and moving them
I
around?
just did that because I can't control the one you put on there.
Oh, okay. I'll delete the old one then. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Carry on.
Devi's thing. Okay.
That is Cari's.
Maybe.
Yeah, that
You-
is Duke is Cari's shadow spawn token from now on. So don't freak out.
Yeah, I was like, do I know
Freaking
what
out.
that is?
Wait, I can't see it. Where is it?
Right here.
I'm just gonna put a finger up on cow.
Okay, carry on.
Sometimes
To be
He can
to be
speak.
continued.
And he is friendly.
It's just hiding and trembling. It
Why
looks like
was
it's.
he with that goddamn jackal-headed thing that
He was
attacked
being
me then?
forced to. He was being forced to.
Cow.
He was chained to the cart, hauling it around for him. You see how terrified he is?
Cow.
That guy's a douchebag.
Van
What's
holds
in
up
the
a
cart?
leash.
That's
Yeah.
blood.
What's up the cart? That's why I brought it over here, so we could look through it. Because if Scrimenscry was interested in these, there's probably something good in
That's
here.
smart.
Okay,
So,
cow. To be continued, but at the very least, if you're gonna go somewhere, have one person accompany you. Just is that good enough at least?
Depends if I can choose who accompanies me.
Fine.
yeah, try not to
fine.
fucking die. I wasn't here for whatever was the conversation, but try not to fucking die. we need everyone.
All right.
I'll try not to fucking die. God.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna walk up.
We
to
need at
Cal.
least one of us trying not to.
I'm gonna walk up to Cal, put my hand on her shoulder, and put a lot of pressure on him, and and like lean down and talk in his ear. Look, we are your friends. I understand you can't trust at this moment, but if you do anything to put any of them in danger and they die, the blood is on your hands.
When you do that, Cal has a funny reaction and kind of jumps,
Mhm.
and you see a second of there's some fear in his eye. You see it for a split second.
Okay, I will hold that gaze for a little bit.
Ooh.
You also can
am
see
I-
this giant, like, angry looking spirit that slightly hovers over the ground, just fold his hands, fold his arms, and just kind of be like, just kind of like shrug and be like, yeah, I guess so.
So I'm looking at the spirit.
It's like hunched over.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't-
it's your shadow spawn. Is that what it is? The shadow. Alright.
This magic shadow angry spirit that's just
I look
indifferent.
up and I'm like, okay.
Also, just for a little bit of flavor, I think everyone can see this, not just Devii for a change. There seems to be a very thin, almost spider-like web wire that connects to Devi's chest and this shadow spawn's chest. And it does not seem to have any slack, but as this thing moves, it's kind of like this very thin thing that if it hits the light just right, you can kind of see like a silver, almost fishing line, or like very light spider web that seems to connect them.
Opening threads. I like.
But
Okay.
as both of them move in any stretch, like if Devi's gesturing or things, her arms or its arms, things pass through this like it's not even there.
I slightly move my hand like I'm gonna touch it, but then I.
Yeah, it just goes right through it.
So you trusted that, did you? I mean, it's nice.
Well, did you see that?
He's been, technically speaking, guys, I've summoned him multiple times.
Correct.
This is just the first time I have
A token for it, yeah.
token.
This is probably the third or fourth time Devi's done this.
Okay, so then we didn't know what it was before, or we did.
No, it's just now the strength of Devi's kind of connections of fate seem to be stronger than before with this creature.
We
Okay,
have more of a bond.
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of trippy.
So I'm trying to point out to everyone that that's blood on the note.
That's blood on the what?
That's blood on
Yeah,
the
he
note.
was just trying to. He's just trying to communicate.
Okay.
So
Like what?
we're his friends now.
What?
And if Scrim and Cari comes back, we're gonna fucking kill him.
What
I
kind
love
of
how we've all.
story?
I love how we all decided that together, Vanvalor. I was involved in that decision. Thanks.
Cal, what kind of creature
You're
would use
welcome.
their own blood as communication, if not for something that's
Would
so
you-
dire?
Would you like to leave the guy who almost killed you alive then? Is that what you want?
You talking to me?
There's nobody else here. Must be talking.
Well,
Van?
you know, he's not
Yeah.
here. So where is he? Are we gonna go off on a mission to go and try and find him, or are we gonna do what we came
If
here
you
to
run
do?
in,
Our
If we
best
run
chance of
into
finding
him-
is right there.
Can we
Let me
we
ask-
get a journal, like a blank journal for this penguin dude?
He can talk.
He can
He can talk.
Why did he write on a paper?
He nods,
You can talk. So you don't need a paper to write to communicate.
shakes his head.
Oh,
It just-
never mind. Continue.
Sorry, with all the
He's
anger
probably just
going
shy.
on, it just dawned on me. Oh, that's right. I could talk to animals. I was just so angry at Cal.
But this penguin can talk anyway.
I spend-
You know
Fuck
what
you, and then
Scriven
I was like-
Scry was here to do.
Devi, you can recognize that the blood on the note is very old,
Oh, okay.
So he very
Probably
well-
something he's been carrying
and
around
the
for a
note has
while.
been folded and pierced by its hook. So
Gotcha.
Van would basically be able to fill you in at the very least that the hook of the end of its flipper was looks like it skewered the note, and that's how it passed it off.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, it seems like it was trying to hide
probably-
this note for a
I'll
while.
probably spend a minute with like my magnet and pick up all the ball bearings into the bag again. Calrops.
Yeah, that's fair.
Can I check for wounds? It being an animal, I'm a little bit.
Oh, can I pick up my weapons as well?
Pick up, huh?
The scimitars, you mean?
Yeah, cause I dropped
Yeah,
my
yeah,
weapons.
no worries,
so I can
no worries,
have-
done. Yeah, Easy.
Can I check for wounds? Because now that I'm calmed down, like, oh, poor animal.
Are you gonna get closer to it, or are you just gonna look from there?
I'm gonna get a little bit closer to it, but not enough that I'm gonna actually invade it.
It is trying to evade your contact. It only trusts Van right now. So it's hiding, and like just like a child would do if you get closer to it, it kind of just goes on the other side and orbits Van away from you as much as it can.
I'm gonna bend to my knees, put my hands up, like it's okay. Okay, I'm not here to. I'm not gonna hurt you. Promise.
It looks up at Van and says, "Friend."
Friend.
Okay.
Thanks, but I appreciate that. Stares at Cal.
Glad you said friend. I was worried there for a little bit.
Also, you would know it's very
Oh,
interesting to
I
you
just
specifically that it doesn't have any kind of indication that it's using a sight to see you. Like its head is completely independent of your position. So like while you're looking and inspecting it, or it's moving around, its head is kind of on a swivel moving around, but it seems to be much more aware than kind of distracted. It's like head moving around means its awareness is going up. But you do not need to roll. This thing is riddled with injuries that are old. So yes, it is injured. Yes, it is bruised, probably battered. You notice that it might be suffering from some broken ribs, but it's okay today. Like it's functional enough to move, but it's relatively injured. Maybe the wings look to be a little clipped. The feet look to be shackled in some way. Like there's some weighted shackles on there that aren't like together, but they're like weighted to slow them down. So if you can't run away, and they do seem to have some runes on them.
Would you like us to remove your shackles, Kingsport?
I don't know what magic is on them. So no.
I can dispel things.
That's okay. It just shakes his head furiously.
I am a physician. I can look at your wounds without casting any magic. And to help with to not look so intimidating, Toki, my little bunny, kind of pops up from her shoulder and like cocks its head to look.
Kind of
at
just takes its fins and does this motion. It's like, no, I'm okay. Please stop.
Okay.
I really want to hug him, but I'm resisting the urge.
Oh my God.
We have adopted a new pet.
Yeah, another one for another session. Do you
So cute.
want to come with us? We're on a mission,
It thinks for a second.
but we will be leaving once we're done.
Like looks around.
Oh.
Kind of puts its beak to this roof.
Is he still here?
And then kind of just nods.
Okay. Still here, then we're gonna.
Can you lead us to?
No. It doesn't respond to you, Devii.
Oh.
I thought you said that out of character.
No, I said it.
So it nods in response to Goldy before you speak.
Okay.
I'm not. Breker, you should probably ask that question.
Do you know where Scriven Scry is? Can you lead us to him?
No.
Do you know what he was doing here?
A minute ago, he spoke to that one and points a hook on the end of his fin to Chalcedony. He said something about books of something that he wanted.
Cal, what was he looking for?
He was looking for scrolls of books of keeping.
That's it.
Books of keeping, yeah.
Yeah,
And he said there was 4 of them.
I think so. But I also have this cart filled with books that he threw in here before.
Yeah, we need to go through the cart.
Sorry, I have to ask. What are books of keeping? Must say in character.
Kind of puts its fins up like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I said I was going to take him to them, and he said he wanted to. There was 4, and I presume that they're in the same place, although I told him they're in different places. I was trying to throw him off.
Velin, do you think that's something that our ball friend would know?
No. I mean, I've already asked him while you were talking, so I don't think he knows. But
Can we look in the cart and see if there's a theme?
sure. You pick out the books.
I'll help.
Breker was not good with books, so he's like picking them up and giving them to Van to look at.
You're just reading
These
titles and
ones
then
are
and then reading the title and handing them on the van, and Van puts them on the
No,
ground.
it's more like, is this one important? What about this one?
Useless. Is this important? Useless. Okay. Yeah. So
I'll help whoever is doing it.
great. Yeah. One of them is just kind of like a general. Oh shit! I forgot that's there. A general like book that you guys would have gotten like a couple of pages from the front. That would just be like planes. Unironically, there's one that also says like the Astral Sea. Another says history, like recent history. Let's see here. One of them is a book that's titled Legendary Books. Where is this?
A book about books?
Actually, roll me a d4, Breker.
Four.
Roll it again, sorry. You need to get a 1, 2, or 3.
4.
Stop it.
3.
Okay, good enough. All right, now because you're working with Van, I'll have both of you roll me a d20, and I'll let you know if you need to roll again. And then somebody didn't roll a whole lot and got banished. Goldy, roll me another d20 too.
Okay.
Holy shit.
What?
Alright.
20.
I got an 18 on this.
If my camera turns off, will it still be at the end? Because
16.
my computer is not managing to keep up. a video
Let me
call.
see here. On the stream, yes, you will still be last. So Van got an
I'll
18.
move it to my phone.
Let's solve that.
Oh,
I'll
I
ask you
didn't
guys for
roll.
your. Oh, who said an 18?
I had an 18.
Breker had an 18. Cheers.
What am I rolling for?
You just roll a d20 flat. This
I
is
couldn't
just
hear.
to see.
10.
10? Okay. Just wait a second. I'll probably have to ask you again. Okay. You find a book that is labeled Abracadabras. Okay. What was yours? Van, was it 10?
10.
Yours is upper class clothing. And Goldy?
16.
Roll again.
Oh. Okay. 7.
Roll again.
Oh, goodness. 17?
Okay, that'll work.
Okay.
You guys are gonna have to roll again more as you get these because there's not much of them left. Okay. One of them will. This one's just called Ythrin's security system.
Ooh, that might be helpful.
Ooh, that might be helpful.
Okay, so those are those 3 books. There's one other book referred to. Sorry, I have a lot of random shit that I've got to manage here. This is fun for me, so don't worry. The other book, before I get to the other, okay, here's the sixth. So there's 6 more books on top of, there's 7 more books. So the other book is, where did it go? There it is.
Here, by the way.
This one, okay, so this one is called Chain Lightning Tournament Almanac.
Chain Lightning Tournament Almanac.
Chain Lightning Tournament Almanac.
Is it related to the arena we saw outside when we
You're
first
just
got here?
reading titles. I will answer no more questions.
Well, fuck you.
The other 6 books are basically 6 different books with the same essential topic. And I don't have the information for you on what might be different, but it looks like they're categorical to go in more depth, and like 5 of them are maybe more categorical, and then the first one is more general, but they all basically have to do with the same title. If you think of it in that way, it might read a bit more like different treatises or treatises. They're different, like a variety of treatises in a series. And the title starts with Outer Planes and then some kind of topic with Outer Planes. Now, these books are very well preserved. And besides the other books that look to be like much smaller, these look to be like almost encyclopedic and may be valuable, but you're not sure to what extent. But they look very, very well made, like organizationally. There's diagrams and pictures and like you would see if you got like a Britannica. Like, this is a nice encyclopedia series on the Outer Planes. So these could be worth a pretty penny. Not just as a collective, but they might be worth something individually even. All right, now I'll take questions.
I want to investigate through the books to find any reference to books of keeping.
Which book are you looking for in books of keeping?
Like, we don't even know what they are. So if there's any mention of them, I want to know what they are, maybe.
Can't go with that because there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 10 books in the cart. You got to pick one.
Okay.
You will not know if there's books of keeping by just staring at titles of books.
Okay. Breker or Cari, do you have a list of the books? I didn't write all of them down.
These specific ones that just.
Wait a second.
found?
Mesh, are you trained in Arcana?
No.
Van, are you trained in Arcana?
Me? Yeah, of course.
Okay. I'm going to tell you straight up, what is your bonus to the roll?
+9.
So your highest possible is a 29 on a crit?
Yeah.
Okay. This check is DC 22.
Okay.
And you do not have advantage. Good luck. I'm going to tell you straight up. This is a very difficult check.
I'm gonna use my other real dice because the other one's been failing me today. Let's see. 17.
On the die?
Yeah.
So what's the total?
Well, no, total.
Yeah, you don't know.
Cool.
Like, your guess is that there is a significance with 4, potentially. The books of keeping might be a reference to, like I will say this, the only piece of information you're gonna get is that the books of keeping sound like a log of something. That's all you know.
Mm.
Can we go back to the index and ask what are the books of keeping?
So you guys want to walk back down the stairs? Or does Breker just want to separate and go down the stairs?
Does anyone else have anything to do here?
Nope.
Besides look at the books that you just grabbed, yeah.
Well, we could
I
have-
mean, it looks pretty.
Sure, you guys can go back to the index. That's fine. What I'm going to do is I am going to... How do I make this? Oh, I'm going to... Now that they're... Actually, no, I'll just leave it as is, just in case you guys want to fight here again. Okay, yeah, I'll just move you guys back to the other layer. Bam. There you go.
While we're walking down, I'm shifting through the legendary books book and see if anything there tells us about books of keeping.
Okay. Legendary books. As you scan through this, yes, the books of keeping are mentioned, but very briefly and only in a subsection under demons, devils, and what's referred to as a Yugoloth. It just says the books of keeping are known as a mythological document that Yugoloths seek. Very powerful Yugoloths seek.
Is that what that thing was?
And what else does it say here?
Jackal?
It says that there is supposedly a legendary creator of the Yugoloths that at one point, at any point in time, once they are created, they not only are given a name, but also a true name that is kept secret and can control them if their true names are ever learned. And it is believed that the creator has hidden these books somewhere in the multiverse, or not in the multiverse, hidden it in various planes of existence so that they cannot find the true names, but has all of the true names of every Yugoloth ever created.
Can you give us the spelling of Yugoloth?
Yes, Y-U-G-O, Yugo, L-O-T-H, Loth.
I would like to go up to the index and say Yugala.
Yeah, it gives you a category book that just says devils, demons, and Yugoloths. And the planes. That's the index.
Read up on that.
What is it?
I'm just gonna hold on to that, and then when we're ready to go, I will
Mesh,
go
this will
find
take you pretty much the whole time that you're going down and up the stairs to find that information, and it'll also take you a fair bit of time to find it. So I'm gonna say it'll take you half an hour to find that info, because you got to go almost cover to cover to find it. It's like a single paragraph in the middle of the book, somewhere random. Very, very brief. Because this book reads so boring. It's like data entry, alphabetical, and categorical. So like it's not even alphabetical based off the book titles. If you're looking for books of keeping, it just is like alphabetical based off of like topics. It's just terribly organized.
I go back to the glossary, don't find anything, then go back to the page. Like, fuck's sake.
You read the same page like 3 times. Fuck.
Does the index just give us the same 10 books that we already have?
It will lead you to book sections of the library, so basically you'll end up going back up a floor again. and you'll check the section where that is. It seems that when you're looking for the general area, you don't find the books in that area that fit the description of the index. So your guess is that he grabbed them already.
Could I?
And any of the other books, like the one that Devi's looking for, those have been destroyed.
Oh wait,
What does
my book is the Devil's
Devils,
Demons
yep,
and-
Devil's Demons and Yugoloth's book
been
has been
destroyed?
destroyed. Yeah, because it's been in the section that's not enchanted. So that book just has
Oh,
lost the
crap.
time. So your guess is that that book would have just been more common knowledge to the Netherese.
Okay.
So they probably wouldn't have valued it as much. Sorry, Kara.
Oh, that's okay. I was saying well crap in character.
Oh, okay.
May
I know exactly what these things are.
May I ask something of the index?
You don't ask the index anything. You think and you put your hand in.
Oh, right, sorry, yeah. That's what I meant. I'm being polite. City blueprints.
There you
I
go.
didn't even say the word out loud.
You get a piece of paper that says access denied.
Okay, I'm back. Okay.
It was worth a shot.
Actually, no, that's very computer-like. I'll say,
What happened to your PC?
it'll say,
You gave
it'll
me
say
the same
Wizards of the Ebon Star access required.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
last
you
time?
gave me the restricted section thing last time with something similar.
Yeah, it'll just be something like that. Yeah, it'll just say Wizards of the Ebon Star access required.
So we left the big room with the thing in it, with the big planetarium. So I was gonna fuck around in there.
I mean, you can go back up there. I'm assuming that it's like a flight of stairs. It doesn't take you long. So it's just a boom boom. You guys want to go up there?
Yeah,
Or
I
you
just
want to go
want to
down?
see if there's any way to activate the planets, move them around,
That looked
see what happens. If there's a lever or something up at the top.
Sure. You guys want to go back up there then, or do you?
Yeah.
What?
Let me just close this first, okay? Anyone that wants to interact with the index anymore?
No.
I'll
Good-
ask Mesh, like, can you disguise as the members of the Ebon Star that we've seen and see if that can trick the index?
I guess. Let's see. I'll turn into the what's it called? The necromancer we saw, because he's the only one we saw alive, right? Makes sense that I would try to do that.
We saw the frozen,
Ghost, yeah.
the crown lady too.
Yeah, but she was mummified, kind of.
Yeah.
I'll go with the necromancer, and in case it helps, I'll.
You have to
cast
guess
silent-
what colors you're gonna put on because he was a ghost, so there was no colors on his robes, so you have no idea.
He was a girl.
Same color as the tower.
We did see a little bit of his presentation in the museum also. That could help a little bit.
Okay, that's fair. I'll go with that.
Yeah, just do the color of necromancy.
Yeah, so like you basically
And-
just make a black robe with some green filigrees, dark greens.
So here's the thing, Rob. My shapeshift doesn't do my clothes, but I can do silent image for my clothes.
Silent image is too small.
Is it? It's
You're-
5x5.
Taller than
Yeah,
5x5.
Yep.
So,
Uh,
and it
Probably-
needs to be used. You have to use an action to maintain silent image every turn. So that's not gonna fly. That's what disguise self is for. And alter self is for your physical form, but you don't need that as a doppelganger. So you can change your image, but you'll still be wearing the same
no,
clothes.
Rob,
Yeah,
silent image is 15 feet, so I think I can do that.
It is a
15-foot cube,
first level spell that has a lasted time, does it not?
10 minutes.
There you go.
15-foot cube, 10 minutes.
Does not move.
Make sure you keep your arms in the.
You can use your action to cause the image to move.
That's what I'm saying. So every 6 seconds or every round, like it doesn't work that you can like get it to move. You can basically like command it to move a certain way, and then you can move with it.
It's
And
not
then
gonna move.
you gotta use your action, and then you gotta move with it again. So you can do nothing
Why
else
does
but that
clothes
spell.
matter?
We'll take the break.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Is this is a concentration
Okay.
spell? This is not meant for that. If you want to do that
Right.
as a disguise, you need to get a disguise self or an alter self or change your clothes.
The official
Cal-
ruling is you can't cast it on yourself because it has to be cast on an unoccupied space.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
But also, why
The
do the
second that
clothes
you
matter?
interact with the space, it reveals it as an illusion.
Okay, then Cal's disguise hat is the easiest solution we have.
That is correct.
Cal, you want to give it a shot?
Disguise. What do you want me to do? Say that again, please.
Turn into the necromancer guy and see if you can get access to the books.
The restricted section?
Well, it's just an illusion. I mean, will that work? Okay, so I'll take out the disguise hat. I've already attuned with it, right? So put on the disguise hat, and then what do I do? Well, I saw it. Obviously, I know what he looks like.
Yeah, you can do it easily.
I can do it easily. Okay, but he was way. How would that work anyway? Because he was like way taller than me. He was 10 feet tall.
You're not disguising as Scriven Scry. You're just disguising as the necromancer.
Oh, the necromancer. Okay, sorry, misunderstood. Okay, all right then.
Well, he was 10 feet tall too.
Was he?
I mean, I told you guys when you got in the library is made for people that are very, very tall. And then the three seem to be very, very tall people.
Everyone was.
Yeah.
So how's that gonna work?
So, Cari,
Does
you
it
can
make
get
him
your
taller?
Endwalker and kind of references to that. That's a very good image. If you played Final Fantasy Endwalker, the people of the age when you go time warping. Yep.
Well, I never
Same deal.
got that far, but anyway.
Endwalker Sagat.
Okay, so do I look taller? With the
Actually, you
hat
don't
on?
even need to get to Endwalker. It's in Shadowbringers near the end.
Okay, I didn't finish. Goddamn the one.
It's a
after
long ass
where
game.
we're on.
It's fine.
It's a long ass game. All
Yeah.
right, and I had actually. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that later. Okay, so does it make me look taller?
No.
Or do I look the same size? I look the same size, but I look like
I'm
him.
like 1 foot taller, yeah.
Okay, well let's try it.
What do you think about when you put your hand in?
Okay, so I'm trying to explain to me. I'm trying to get these bricks of holding.
Well, try to get the city blueprints.
Oh, the super
Those were
blueprints.
forbidden.
Okay, sorry, I missed the thread of when you said that. Okay, so I'm like, I am the necromancer. I have lived in this city for, X number of years. I embody this city, and I embody.
Yeah, you're talking to a bunch of swirling pages that can't hear you.
Well, I'm saying it in my head.
Okay,
In
you're
my
like trying to
head.
convince yourself of this.
You
Okay.
said what you said
Yeah.
what am I thinking?
Yeah. So
I'm
you're trying to
telling
like
you what I'm
convince yourself of
thinking.
this. Okay, got it.
I'm thinking
I'm
of.
tracking. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so I think that,
Yeah.
and then think blueprint, and put my hand into the scroll. Open scroll.
So you think blueprints, not city blueprints, correct?
Oh, sorry, city blueprint.
Okay, I'm just asking because you just said blueprints.
Okay, yeah, sorry, city blueprints. The blueprints of this city. The city blueprints.
Okay, it says nice try.
Is this a nice try? Oh no!
And then
No entry.
and then
entry
if you'd like to try it again, you'll get another note that just says architecture section blah blah blah.
Okay, well, I think that the inbuilt magic security thing is not buying it, but I did get a note about the architecture section, so.
Someone didn't inform it that the city is no longer.
I guess you would get one that says architecture and then it also says like maps, like map making, something like that.
Rob, remind me, was the door on the right side of the thing blocked, damaged, or was it?
Can't go
again?
right. It's
Yeah.
completely
Why?
damaged. Like the door's basically caved in and pinned. from the other side.
Okay, but there is technically something behind it, right?
Rocks, yeah. Rubble. Something that's pinned it.
Also, we had gone in. Can we go back to checking out the planets to see if we can move them
I'm
around?
still waiting on everyone to be done with this room before we do that.
Because I have a way.
Sorry.
I have a way through solid matter, so if we want to try, I could try going through that. Do we want to try?
It's stuck if it's too thick.
How long does this last? I have to check the spell, don't I? Potion of gaseous form. You have to check for 1 hour. Okay, so 1 hour is a good amount of time to do this. Investigate. Do you
Gaseous
wanna
form
try that?
dictates that you need to find an opening to go through.
So wouldn't the rubble have enough like mini gaps, or no?
I guess you don't know until you try, but if there isn't any, then there's no way for you to get through, homie.
It's like a whole wall that's collapsed, so there will be cracks, but they're gonna be immediately.
Eventually,
like,
it'll be
cut
filled
off
with
by
age
rubble.
and sediment and sedentary and anything in
Yeah.
between would have fell through the
Yeah.
cracks and filled it. It's 3,000 years old collapse, so there ain't no way you're getting through there, in theory, unless you can move through the stones, like literally through rock.
Yeah.
That's a nice thought.
I was thinking it would work like that.
Save that for the restricted area.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking this was. I was thinking this was the restriction area.
I'll be back. I'm back up.
I would say that it does seem like there might be a basement to this place. So perhaps there's like a basement area that's very large that maybe that's where that went. You could reasonably assume that, but no way to really know. It could even just be like a large lounge area to study. You don't know.
Alright.
Actually, you know what? You would know. The doors have like little plate labels on them. So yeah, this one would say study lounge on it.
Is there a fire exit? Sorry.
A fire exit? Very funny.
Disaster.
Well, no, not necessarily. Like a pathway to leave in case of some kind of disaster.
Okay,
Ergo,
you guys are
the
out of the
city
index
falling
room.
down.
I'm moving you up here.
Same.
Which direction would you like to go, Van? Because you had chosen first what you wanted to do up here.
There was some stuff up top that I saw in the planetarium area, so I'd like to go up there and see if there's any way to, if it moves, if it activates, if there's information, any other nonsense.
Okay, I'm gonna basically say you need to go this way. So you move this south section. You can see some more stuff here. Oh, you guys can move yourselves around freely. Yeah. You can see that there are two ways to get up the planetarium. There are stairs up this way, and there are stairs this way to go up to the central sun area.
I'm going up.
Okay. We will do this one to the back. Boom. There's the planetarium. There is a switch box here.
Switch it.
The switch box is not like a single switch. It's a very intricate one. But all it does is it has a measurement of... Okay, let me see if I can figure this out. So it has like a dial, like a long switch that's like a circle, and there's markings across them, and you can't really read them. But there does seem to be like single and then double digit and then like 3 or 4 digit and then like more than that. So it's like it almost like your guess would be that this is probably numbers of some sort or markings of timing.
So dates, yeah.
And if you move that dial, you notice that the planetarium stalls and tries to move. But it seems that the lights are the only things that still work.
Dang.
I'll go try.
Anything on the top level that's interesting?
There's ladders and stuff, which is nice. Like, you know how you guys had him climb up. There does seem to be ladders that can sweep around. Again, you would probably come to different sections of this room if you were to continue to hunt for more books.
Okay.
Did you guys want to look at the books from Scriven Scribes in more detail than just titles?
Did we take them with us?
I'm assuming you left them at the top of the stairs and picked up the cart when you got back upstairs. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I thought we had like taken them and put them in our bags.
I mean, do you have room in all of your bags to carry
Oh, I thought, don't we have
bazillion books?
We have 2 bags of holding. We can
have a
do that.
completely empty bag of holding still.
I mean, if you put it in the bag of holding, I have to figure out weight for it, but I can get that to you at a later date. But yeah, I think you can fit it in the bag of holding if it's empty. So the book with the abracadabras, the fashion one, and the security system ones, those are very brief, small books. The rest of them are big books.
I would like to put one of the outer plane ones. I'll start with the one that's more...
Okay, the outer plane ones
General.
will be a longer thing that I have to interact with you on. The rest of the books are shorter, so if anyone wants to read the shorter books, that'll take like 5 minutes to read through.
I'm gonna hit up abracadabras.
Okay,
I will help Cari with our playing books in some morning.
so you'll probably just get a different book then. Okay.
I just figured on a downtime, I'll just open it while everyone's looking around and just start.
Okay, great, Cari.
Oh, and the security system. I forgot about that.
So you want to do the security system one instead?
Yes,
Yeah,
probably
go
that
for
one's
it.
smarter.
Okay, and then the
Cari.
fashion book you're not opening.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Breker will look into the fashion
now.
book.
Okay. All right, well, this will only take you about 5 minutes. Does not take long to speed read these. Abracadabrax is a magic box that can create foods and drinks, amongst other things. It would be very common to preserve foods. It is an object of convenience that would have been very common in bars, musical performances. For bards, they might be like very rich bards would probably carry them to shows. And they would also be really, very common in restaurants to hold food for long periods of time and also to create it out of thin air. Breker, for the fashions book, it actually ends up being a book mostly about creating clothing using magic. So that the fashion of Ythrin would be noted in the history of this book, that the fashion sense of Ythrin would be very simplistic. Mostly because with the ability of being able to create anything, fashion doesn't really move like in trends. There doesn't really seem to be something that's a static trend. It just seems like people wore things for function. And also for higher class citizens that could afford it, the elite of the city would wear silken robes. So silk would be a mark of higher class, and it wasn't that anyone couldn't afford it. It's just that the elite would be the ones that were allowed to wear them, or were like used as a symbol. So anyone could wear silk, but the upper class would always wear silk, and it would be displayed as a silken shifting robe. So it would be a silk robe that would be modified with illusory magic to have patterns displayed on it. So that would be how you would dictate the differences between the two classes, upper and lower class. So the elite of the city would be very easy to notice because their clothes would have magic infused with them to be seen just in a public sense, so that they would be very easy to identify important people in the city. And it doesn't seem that it would be it doesn't seem that the city's elite were using this kind of elitism over one another, but you're not really going to get that type of information in a fashion book, unfortunately. It doesn't really show you much of the socioeconomic stuff. Now, Goldy. The security system states that in times of trouble, the wizards of the city, and especially the central tower, would raise a force field around the enclave's central spire that only the wizards and the elite wizards of the city could pass through.
Interesting.
This was to protect the Mythaller so that the city would never crash.
Okay. Huh.
and so that it could be protected if something threatened it during a time of trouble. If something got near the Mythalar that needed to be dealt with, they could lock it inside next to the Mythalar. The wizards could pass in and deal with the threat and then remove the force field.
Is there an illustration of what the force field looks like?
Yes. It just shows a diagram of what looks to be a thin, like, line drawing of a cylinder that goes all the way up to the top of the spire and all the way down to the floor of Ythryn. And it is said that the force field is an invisible wall of force that is stronger than the wall of force spell.
Okay, my next was going to be what I actually deduce it's the same thing that we saw in the main tower.
Yeah, it is. You can't see it. It's just an invisible thing until you get close, and then you touch it, and it's there. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So it is exactly what your theory suggests. Yes.
Okay, everyone. I'm just going to relay this information to them.
And then, is anyone reading the almanac before I get to Devii?
I'm gonna I'll do the chain lightning tournament because I've been doing lightning spells for some reason.
Okay, that's fitting. Par for the course, Mesh. All right. This one's a fun one. You read that there's something called the city is famous for a sport called chain lightning. And this is an almanac of all of the past winners of the city's tournament. You also get a brief section at the beginning as an introduction that describes the rules of the game of chain lightning if you'd like to know the rules.
Sure.
I can tell that to you now, or I can tell that to you if you were able to go to the chain lightning stadium.
No, and if we go there, we'll ask.
Okay, well, just make a note somewhere that you have the rules of chain light stadium and how to play if you'd like to know.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say that maybe you would think reading this is relatively dull. If you see the rules, you'd be like, okay, cool. I know where the rules are in this book, and then you can close it and save yourself some time. Because this just means that you're not reading the rules, not that you don't know they exist. But because you're choosing in character not to learn the rules now, then that means that you can put it aside for later. You have to read it later. Okay. Now, Devii, for the Plains books.
Do you want to just give me the info, like?
This is a hard read. But you learn some useful information that would be useful to you and Vanvalor in particular. But you learn about how the planes have things that are fundamental to them that not only separate them from the material plane or where you guys currently live, but there is some theories in these books about other things that are hard to grasp. So what I would like you to do is I would just like a flat wisdom roll.
Flat means I don't add a modifier?
You add your wisdom modifier.
Oh, okay.
Well, 6 plus 5.
11? Okay, yeah, you have a hard time wrapping your brain around it, but you know that people that travel between the planes often still have relative difficulty recovering.
Okay.
If they do it relatively quickly, even if they're relatively strong, unless they have some sort of focal piece.
Did Mateo ever seem like he had trouble? Did he ever hint to having a focal piece?
He always had a really weird looking necklace.
Okay.
So he didn't seem to have any problems. No, but you didn't think he was very strong, but I think he might have had a mention that he knew a guy. Like, that's very common for him. It's like, he doesn't give you a straight answer. He's like, yeah, I know a guy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he had a really strange necklace that kind of tips you off. Maybe he had the means to get there, but would ask somebody to do it for him.
Gotcha. Okay.
And also it mentions that creatures that are not necessarily native, like they grew up in those realms, would like mention, especially the Feywild is like the most well known, that elves essentially originated from them, and creatures such as like satyrs or Leonin, lion people, tabaxi, catfolk, like some of those type of like more fantastical type races in addition to elves that would have originated from those realms would be more resistant to those effects or may even be completely immune. So if there's a problem with going between realms, if someone was not as powerful to resist those effects, it may be that their bodies and their DNA is conditioned to move between this plane and the next. And that generally speaking, the material plane is a plane that is very easy for pretty much anyone to exist in for some reason.
Okay.
It also states that there are, like I said before, there are realms between realms, and that is a key reason that makes it difficult, is because it's never as simple as going from one to the next. It's always a matter of passing through layers to get through one realm. And then as you get to the end of the book, this is where you get lost, but there's some kind of theory about someone seems to believe that not only are all of the realms not discovered, but that some religious sects have problems with the realms' existences because they believe that the afterlife exists in realms specifically. And so that's a really hard thing for religious circles to handle. So for example, if you think that Elysium or Valhalla in Breker's case is where the afterlife exists for the people that believe in those places, arcane practitioners might believe that those are just another realm and not an afterlife.
Okay.
So religious circles and arcanic, like, or magical circles would describe them differently, but it also states that there's not very much information about all of the planes, and that everything in the book is relative theory, but is also hard to verify. So like you have like notes and like research from people that say that they're theoretical, but there's also people that say they claim they've been there and describe it in a more story-like manner. So it's a lot of very odd things that don't really match up, and that's why you're getting lost in it.
Gotcha.
And then there is a footnote, very weird footnote that you read in that section that says, it is possible with some research that is not proven, a hypothesis could have been made that there may not just be alternative realms, but universes. Meaning gods and goddesses that reign this realm of spheres of realms, right? Realms and realms of this thing, is that there might be gods that you don't even know exist in other universes in those realms. Worlds of worlds, if you will. But there's no way to know or verify because no one has done anything beyond develop a hypothesis that it could be possible based off of their research in chronomancy. And
chronomancy.
Yeah, chronomancy, because it refers to time and space.
Oh yeah, chronomancy. I didn't look at
chronomancy.
But it also says, the footnote says, like, see chronomancy book, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and I have the papers talking about the dunamancy stuff.
Yeah.
But is dunamancy in the same place as chronomancy?
I don't know.
Like I said before, when Van researched it, dunamancy doesn't exist in their nomenclature, so he had to go more broad and found it that way.
Okay.
Chronomancy would be the word that you'd look for, probably because it's more specific, but dunamancy is like a named word for a category of magic that wouldn't be used by the Minithries.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did.
Oh, okay. Well then.
I did.
We can't really understand what you're saying, Van.
It's fine. Never mind.
Okay.
I am gonna bring this over to Van and show him, and maybe we can look at the chronomancy stuff together. Eventually.
Okay, that's all your books. Just check the map to see if you need to go anywhere else.
It's getting hot.
Yeah, there's more floors. So let me know if you guys want to leave the kind of astrology area. This is kind of like your main area. I thought you guys might spend time in. Because it has to do with the planes, is mostly in this area.
I'll probably do a thing of looking for secret stuff, any hidden bookshelves, any things behind bookshelves, openable areas. Do one of those checks.
Sure. It's a big area.
Straight or advantage?
If you want to use the goggles, you're going to spend probably about 2 hours looking around here. There's a big area to be using those goggles.
How long would these guys take to do all that research and reading?
About half an hour.
Yeah, never mind then, just straight. Natural one, forget it.
It's a bunch of books, homie. It's a library.
I just get tired of looking at book titles and I'm like, fuck this.
Overwhelming.
It's massive. And the bookshelves are like twice your size. You can't even reach the top.
Is there a ladder?
Yeah, there's ladders, but I mean, if you're looking for something secret and you're trying to like fine-tooth comb this place, it's going to take a while.
What about like going to the architecture section?
Architecture section is not on this floor. This is pretty much mostly like planes, spheres, space. Like that's this area.
Well, should we go there to see if we can see the blueprints or whatever? I know like we're kind of locked out, but I got a note from the thing saying to go to look at architecture and map section.
I mean, I guess we can go there. I think that thing just gave up and gave you architecture, but wasn't actually. I don't know if we can find the city stuff there.
I mean, it's
definitely go.
Sure, but maybe it'd be worth having a look.
Can we? Is the Duna before we go? Is the Dunamancy on this floor?
No, it's not.
Is it on the way to the architecture section?
How would you know?
I don't.
I'm kidding, Cari. You know that most of the other stuff, like this is pretty much like the rest of the stuff that you've got to research from memory is gonna not be here. You guys have searched most of the stuff with Vanvalor's like magic and the plane space and gods and goddesses and kind of the realms themselves. That's gonna be all here. This is like the bulk of the information.
The Dunamancy stuff that Vanvalor is looking for is in this area.
I'm gonna say that is gonna be under the magic area, so that's not here.
Because I want to go there.
Okay.
And we know where places are. Can we hit both the magic and the architecture, or do we have to go in opposite direction?
I'm gonna say the architecture one you can probably find in the same next area. Yeah.
Okay. We'll go architecture and then magic.
Anything else from anyone else?
Actually, since I've read two books on planes, can I look around, see if there's anything that out of a book that actually speaks about the plane that Fishwell went to?
Oh yeah.
Would that be possible? Would I have enough idea to look around and be like, oh, this one?
I don't think you have to roll for any of this or even look through books. Fish told you that he was leaving, Trex something? Not Trex, what is his name? Varix? Does that sound right?
I think so. That sounds
Varix,
right.
Varix. What's that?
No, that's a Destiny 2 character.
Rex?
Scrolling up.
Is his name Rex?
It's not right. No.
We're talking about the little squidling.
The
dude,
squid,
right?
yeah. The illithid.
good
The
then.
illithid said he was going to the Astral Sea.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of my notes. It's in the parts that I've lost on you guys.
So
just
there you
know
go.
that said
He
Astral
went to the
Sea.
Astral Sea.
Can I take the book and reread it, or just keep it?
I mean, yeah, Van's got that book on his list of stuff
Ah, okay then.
because that's
On
what
my
he was
to-do list.
researching. Okay, Breker, anything from you?
Nope, I'm ready to go.
Okay, let's go.
It's vamonos.
All right, you guys go to the next floor by going to the opposite side of the room and realize that you're in a much smaller chamber. As you go the stairs, there's some very dim looking things. The frost and rime seems to have been emulated through this room. There's a large atlas slightly risen off of the floor that's like a low hanging table that people can put markers and draw things on. It looks like there's some sort of like stylus on the board. There also is a bunch of bins with just various objects in them that seem to have disintegrated to time. There are reading chairs. There are scroll pots, just pots with large reading scrolls that have disintegrated to time. Most of the books in this area are gone. Like, they are not preserved. There is also a large structure of a dragon in the south area that is just got parts missing. And one of the eyes seems to have been like an illusionary magic that's out. And it's just like a display for magical creatures. And it just says a, like the label just says adult black dragon. One, and then it says adult black dragon, or sorry, no, it says ancient black dragon to scale.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's a
one to one.
It's a model.
Yeah, it's basically just showing size, like how big of an actual dragon is.
Does it actually look like that skeleton?
Oh yeah, same thing and everything.
That's really
There's
cool.
also 2 large globes in the south area. And yeah, you can find the architecture book is disintegrated. What's the other book that you're looking for? Devii?
There's a map
I'm not looking for it. I'm looking magic.
book.
Oh yeah, you find the chronomancy magic book for sure. Yep.
Oh, okay. In that case, I want another thing about one of the things I was searching for with Arl and the Raven Queen. I rolled a nat 20 in the other section, but
Yes.
they said that the magic section had stuff on them too.
Yes.
So I might as well. But I'm assuming I probably can't get any more info than I did.
I'll allow it. Makes it easier for me.
Okay.
I won't give you a nat 20, but I'll give you some carryover. How's that?
Okay.
So why don't you roll me a religion check, but you can use your wisdom modifier. So whatever bonus you have to the wisdom, if you have... Wait. Do you have proficiency in religion, Cari?
I have expertise in religion.
Okay.
I
What is your
also have
intelligence,
advantage
Cari
on
John?
visual.
What is your intelligence?
My intelligence is 0.
Okay. So add...
It's a 10. It's a 10. Modifiers.
Yeah, I understand. I
Oh,
understand.
okay.
Yeah, you're not that stupid. If you roll, add your wisdom modifier to your expertise, please.
Wait.
Roll the dice, add your wisdom, add your religion score.
Expertise is +3.
Huh?
What is the expertise number? You said add your wisdom modifier.
Just
to the
roll
expertise.
and do the check normally for religion, and then add your wisdom.
Oh, okay.
There we go. We got there.
25.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And then I would like you to restate your question.
I was looking into information on how, now that I have the info from back there, the info on how the Raven Queen and Arl and Mistral's
Okay.
images go together. And I do have advantage on visuals, so I could roll to make that higher.
Sure. See if you crit.
Okay.
25 is pretty damn good.
Definitely not higher.
Okay, great. Then we'll ignore that. Great. Okay, 2 things. This is what I've been prepping for, like, for 2 weeks.
Oh God.
This one question.
Ready.
All right. While you're looking
Yeah,
for something
one shot.
specific, you don't get the explicit answers you're looking for, but rather you get the information that the book has.
Okay.
Okay. First, there's a organization of gods referred to as the gods of fury. And there are 4 of them. Ariel.
Okay.
Umberlee. Umberlee. Malar. Malar. And a god by the name of Koza. Kozah.
Koza sounds familiar. But I think that Cari knows that from you and I talking.
You do not.
Yeah, I don't think we read about it.
The gods of fury have a complicated relationship very akin to Greek myth, where the gods don't really like each other, but flirt with one another for power.
Typical.
You also know that they have strict domains. Umberlee takes the sea. Malar takes the jungle and the land and the animals. And Ariel takes specifically the cold, isolationist, and the winters. And Koza is the kind of greater deity over them. So it's kind of like there's 4 of them, but Koza's basically encroaching on their territory a lot. And he is essentially the greater deity of storm and destruction. And this tips you off because you rolled a 25 and a crit before. Koza is actually an ancient name for Talos. Talos. That is the modern tongue for the god of fury, the Storm Lord. Or the Destroyer.
Okay. This would be very shocking and interesting to Devii because up until this point, I have assumed that Aro became a goddess, a lesser god, after the Netherese place fell.
Right, and so this is what's interesting is that Koza's name even changed to Talos within the last century.
Okay.
And has different names in different areas as a greater deity. That means that multiple cultures induce this god, but the lesser deities may or may not even be known by other societies.
Okay. But like I was saying, that's an interesting thing because this means that Arl was around before the Netherese thing fell, which means
that doesn't necessarily mean that. Let me just check.
Wait, she couldn't have been written in the Gods of Fury if it happened after.
She's right. The city's fallen, so she couldn't be in the history books of the city if she existed after.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Just give me a second. I think I just need to click her name here, and then I can double check something. Go to history. Yeah, so it doesn't have a lot of information on the separate goddesses, just their domains, gods and goddesses.
Right.
Umberlee is a female goddess.
Right.
Also has a very rough name around the edges, is known as the Bitch of the Sea.
Mm-hmm.
It also is noted that Ariel's lack of power, Ariel was basically had not enough followers to really encroach on any existence for a very long time, to the point that there's like little to zero information about Ariel. It's just like she's someone that was labeled as the goddess of ice.
That's just good for me to know, because up until this time I had the assumption that she was possibly a citizen that became a lesser deity after the fall of the Netherese. So this
Okay, here we go. I have
Means my
notable
theory is
worshippers of
not
this
correct.
person and timelines for them. Okay, you read about let me just see what time this event is in history. Nope, that would be still before. Okay, I'm just gonna say in canon, it's yeah. Ariel definitely existed.
Thank you. Okay.
But I'll say that in the history books here for Talos, or rather Koza, has mentions of like basically Koza's power has started to begin to manifest in unique ways, and so because his storms have manifested in different elements, people started giving them new names. And so this is almost like the dawn of kind of different gods and goddesses profiles and names being attributed that are not Talos. So it shows like a weakening of his overall strength, and like not his strength really, but like kind of the strength of his followers seem to have fragmented, and is very difficult because he has like utter obedience. And it also talks a lot about him and Malar having a lot of fights. Because it's basically storm and basically land and air ended up fragmenting. And so that would be your guess as to how the other gods and goddesses kind of developed out of the worship.
I'll just look up.
Now, the other thing that I want you to know here is with a very high roll is that I need to look up Raven Queen really quick.
I'm running out of space to write about Koza on this page.
Okay, that's okay. Good. I'm just making sure I'm not clicking on the Raven Queen for critical role stuff. Because there's the Forgotten Realms link, and then this one. Yes, okay. I'll just do it this way. Find a page. Talks about rise, like basically the chapter is called The Rise to Godhood. And it has mention of like an index of like 2 subsections. The first section says the Raven Queen, and then like colon the Matron of Ravens, and then the next one says the Thief of Secrets, and a colon, and basically a black block that looks like it's redacted. And you open the pages, and probably the better part of 50 pages of the book are blank. I mean, you just do this thing where you open the book, you grab a bunch of pages, it goes empty.
I'm taking this book with me. I'm dog-earing the pages with Koza and the Gods of Fury and the Raven Queen. And I'm gonna look up the others and be like, guys.
On the last
Ariel
page
with
of
the
the
lesser
blank
demon.
pages, Cari.
Eh?
On the last page, there is a symbol of a hand holding an eyeball.
Have I seen this before?
No. Basically, picture a hand that has 2 fingers curled down, and the ball of the eyeball is kind of held in it.
Okay.
And if you look at it long enough, your passive perception will pick this up. It is a left hand. And as someone that's very practiced with with imagery specifically, because I'm not making you roll for this, and I know you have advantage, that left hand is definitely significant.
Yeah, for sure.
And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that that is not any imagery that you recognize within Raven Queen lore as one of her followers.
Yeah, but it does say. I'm not gonna say it. So I'll look up to everyone and I will say. Apparently, Ariel was a lesser deity before the Netherius city fell. There goes my hypothesis.
There's also another piece of information that you just kind of get by the time you're done.
Okay.
There's mentions at the beginning and the end of the book that is an interesting theme that you kind of pick up on. The rises and falls of gods and their profiles in this limited history book that you can kind of see basically on the behest of how it's observed in the material world, is that it is believed that two gods, Saloon and Shar, the gods of light and darkness, the greater deities, basically like gods that preceded others, or are kind of the parents, have set a trend that has continued throughout the greater deities that you know now and into lesser deities, with the exception of no information about the two gods that I just mentioned, of something that basically is represented as fragmenting. There's always two opposites, and then those two opposites go to war for whatever reason, and then something fragments from them, whether it assigns natures from both light and darkness and becomes a central piece, or if its stronger pull is one side or the other. There's always a time. There's always a cycle. Darkness becomes greater. The light is dwindled for a long period of time, and the darkness or light fragments, producing lessers. Those lessers rise up against the greaters, and the greaters fragment and lose and are banished and are silenced for a long period of time, and they fragment as a result. And the greater deities slowly get more and more diminished as the balance of power shifts. But what you can notice is that there is some sort of great balance, balancing act that goes, where if light is strong, the general timetable adds up and then flips. And then there's years of darkness, and then years of light, and then years of darkness, and then years of light. It's just this constant back and forth between the powers of dark and light with gods and goddesses, at least within this book.
This is interesting. She's like my magic, it's light and dark. Cool.
But something that is noticeably missing is
The Raven Queen.
Shar and Saloon don't really seem to have much direct followers anymore. Shar, because she's been, in the course of this book, in the last millennia, like the last 1,000 years of the book's history, Shar has been noticeably absent, and also does not have a whole lot of followers because it represents like the goddess of loss and darkness and the shadow weave, which is basically the counter of the weave itself. But you know, Devii, just as personal family stuff, that your bloodline is linked with Shar directly. All elves basically have somehow delineated from Saloon and Shar, and then all of the other races that exist in the world have been diluted from elves in some way, shape, or form. But the elves that are high elves, and or rather, sun elves and moon elves, like are directly blood linked to Saloon, and then Shadowkai are from, like, some of them believe that they're from the Raven Queen, and they make nice stories about that, but some of them would just say that, like, in history books, your direct line is Shar.
I think that Devii would hold to that, actually, because she believes that the Raven Queen came in later to the Shadowfell, and obviously Shadowkai are blessed by her now, and she is the main deity of the Shadowfell, but she would believe that she didn't create it.
Yeah. And then gods and goddesses that come from the Feywild are also delineated from one or both, but they can't really discern. Like, there's a point in time when you would know that Saloon and Shar had been fused at one point. Like at the very beginning of history, from what it sounds like, people presume that Shar and Saloon used to be one entity called the Two-Faced God. But that was before people existed, and they're just proposing this as a possibility based off of what high-level clerics and paladins have deduced from their gods and goddesses and been able to ask in divine wisdom from the gods themselves.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this info. Like writing teeny tiny things in between. Like
It's okay. You don't know what of this information is going to be relevant, but it does seem interesting. Yeah.
I am keeping the book though, so I can return
Okay.
to this info.
No worries. All right. Sorry, guys. That's a little long. Does anyone else have any follow-up questions? I'm assuming this is some sort of discussion. You guys are plumbing this level. You want to go check anything on the map specifically that you think is interesting?
A follow-up question about that god sphere. You said there was a god that the last one. It was fused, and or people thought it was fused.
Yeah,
A
Saloon
fused
and
god,
Shar
like-
used to be the Two-Faced God themselves of light and darkness. They like worked as yin and yang almost together. So different philosophies would have believed that their original intention was to stay together, but something happened where they disagreed and they fragmented.
And then you said some gods were from the Feywild, or from the Feywild, and people from the Feywild are descended from them. Is that what you said?
Essentially, like if basic lore is that gods and goddesses descended from Elune and Shar, and the mortal realm also descended from gods and goddesses. And essentially that this is why elves are generally very elitist and shitty people across lore, and also live the longest. Yeah, but just in general, like this is stereotypes for elves. Is generally elves are very xenophobic, like very high like minded, and also they have the longest lifespans because their bloodline is the most closely connected to gods and goddesses. Excuse me.
So how much since Cal's from the Feywild, how much of this like lore would you think he would know about? Would it be like common like knowledge to people in the Feywild to know some of this stuff?
I don't think information like as raw as this would be as valuable to them, because they're relatively more hedonistic and enjoying life in the moment. And they have the ebb and flow of power, but the balance of power is very interesting because to you, having two sides of the balance of power seems odd, because at odds in the Fey realm, the balance of power has always been about fours because there are 4 seasons. So to you, the ebb and flow goes 4 ways, not 2. So this is very foreign to you conceptually. It seems that the balance of power, like they're generally speaking, each head of power is much weaker because there are 4 instead of having 2. So to you, it seems like this is insane that there's 2 sides to any argument. So like for Fey people, they're much more generally neutral with how things work. There's generally like a fun way to do things, there's a good way to do things, there's a bad way to do things, and then there's kind of like laissez-faire attitude. So you have like these 4 things of realms, but like to you, fun and ethical, like bad and fun and ethically good, are kind of like those overlap. That doesn't really seem to exist to you. It seems that like fun and laissez-faire are not really ethical, like good and bad. It's very odd. But the way that you can kind of make sense of this is like chaos, law, good, and evil. Like those are kind of the 4 elements that maybe represent a bit more in the Feywild, but Fey people are really chaotic, so
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little hard.
Like I think like when Cal came here, it was like a culture shock.
Oh yeah, big culture shock.
Yeah.
Very odd. Seems that people have a lot more power.
I do think it's really interesting that Devi's, well, I was gonna say that Devi's background is the complete opposite of Cal being from the Feywild, and Devi's ancestors being from the Shatterfell, but Devii also has ancestors from the Feywild, so we're not exactly opposite.
Yeah, and it's also really funny for a lot of elves, like Devi's case, where it's a high elf and a Shatterkai, because what that ends up being is that the original 2 bloods would have been mixed. So if you go all the way back, Feywild, to Saloon and Chatterkai to Shar. Essentially, Devi's emulating the yin and yang from the original, which is very odd.
Put together.
It's like, yeah, it's kind of like the double helix of DNA has split and then come back together, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two-faced Devii.
Yeah.
Rob, this is
probably pretty vilifying for her, actually.
This is the arcane floor, is that right?
This is kind of just a lot of general specific knowledge. The other one was like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's very organized in modern terms. It seems like they must have had some odd order to the place, but your guess is that this area is probably more like, maybe it's organized by like having a larger space for much more detailed study, and then smaller spaces for like more general kind of day-to-day things like up here. This type of knowledge would be like, people would really want to know this stuff, and so it's more condensed. That's probably why. It doesn't seem like it's categorical, really. It's a very odd library setup, but probably more for function when they have this much knowledge.
No.
Do I recognize the map? Sorry, you go first.
Yeah, you do. The map looks like an old representation of Toril, which is your world.
Oh.
You can see the Sword Coast and some other things in there, but there's sections of this map that you don't recognize. Like, there's an area south and a little east of where Icewind Dale is. If you find Icewind Dale on the map, it's there. Not 10 towns specifically is marked, but you know, like the section of the map where Icewind Dale might be. There's a massive desert that does not exist on this map.
A desert?
The desert is like Greenland south of an icy mountain. But for you guys, you know there's a place called Anauroch, Anauroch, that had a verdant area. Let me see. That looked to be more swamplands, like someone had routed the ocean over there almost. It's so swampy. Lots of lakes and stuff. But then you can watch as you look at this map. It seems that it's like got a timeline, so it's like evolving. It's like an illusion. Over time, that desert seems to appear. And then you notice that the desert appears from the center like almost all at once. It just kind of like appears, and then it starts to slowly encroach more and more and more and more and more and more, and it gets bigger and bigger. And then at a certain point, it just stops. And then the map illusion flips back to the original and just timelines it over and over and over again. Just loops it. But that's like the main upheaval that you're noticing. And then, of course, you notice the slight movement apart from some areas. Islands moving, islands coming up from the ocean, that type of thing. Very, very cool. It's like a kid in geography class for the first time that knows how the world works.
Can I poke where I think where we would be, see if that does anything?
It does not do anything.
Okay, never mind. It would just be like remote time or something.
There's not a place that says
That's just like a looping GIF.
I was thinking it might like take some of my DNA, just recognize what I've done in my life. Something silly like that.
Yeah.
On the.
We'll probably go for another 10 minutes and we're going to call it, guys.
Okay.
Well,
Rob, let me know when we're in an area which is more about like spell casting and enchantment and that kind of stuff.
You would probably see that toward the south side of this room.
Okay.
So if you go near the dragon, there seems to be spell type magic books down there.
All right. I'm gonna browse there for a while.
What are you looking for?
Let's see. something about how basic enchantment works, something about how maybe modifying spells to do some slightly different things, if that exists.
What do you mean?
Like basically trying to make custom spells that are like similar but slightly different. Like maybe changing the element or the effect a little bit or something like that.
Okay, roll investigation. No advantage. And Goldy, what were you gonna ask?
I was gonna ask, could I look around and see if there's books that have less debris, dust, anything that looks like it's been used more recently?
Okay, you make an investigation check as well. Mesh, what is your result?
All right.
17.
Mesh, you just kind of find how people, like, you just find basically like only a book on how spells are made, but inventing spells is like a part of that book, and it just tells you like only high level wizards of practitioners of a specific school of magic have been known to invent their own spells. Wizards are also really the only ones, because sorcerers have bloodlines that dictate the magic, and they're like other things. But there is a note at the end of the book that says that current Netherese wizards are developing schools of the 10th, 11th, and 10th and 11th spheres of magic, which you would recognize in kind of game terms as like 10th and 11th level spells.
Okay.
But it makes a note that only the Netherese have been capable of going beyond the 9th sphere. Goldy, what is your roll?
I got 17 as well.
Without a shadow of a doubt, you can't notice much, because a lot, like I said before, any place in the library that's not enchanted, especially most of these, like 40% of the books are left. In any area, it does not look like anything's been unturned. I will say that there does seem to be a couple small books that have been disturbed, like stuff that have fallen on the ground recently. And looking at the categories, they definitely look like they're books that Scriven Scribes picked up, because there are tread marks from the cart.
Ooh, I'm gonna pick.
Wait, how did he get the cart up and
No,
down
Goldy,
the
what I'm
stairs?
telling you is those books have been removed, and the cart has gone by, as if he's taken them from those. Yeah.
I thought you just shoved them back on the floor. Okay.
No, it's like he came up here, he found the book, he grabbed it, and walked by. It's done.
Okay then.
Okay. Breker and Dallan, you guys are okay?
Yep.
You sure there's nothing else you guys want to do?
The other thing I was asking, you probably skipped over, was the enchantment stuff. How to do basic enchantments. I want to see if I can do that as a half wizard, or whatever you want to call that.
Yeah, like I said before, only enchantment wizards would be practitioners of doing that type of thing. It also says that enchantment wizards would have to work with other high-level wizards in order to develop processes to develop magic items. But in order to design your own spells and do things like that, you would probably have to work with someone to do those things. It does not mention any kind of rogue archetypes that do that. So your guess is that either you're a very unique case, or and it might be possible, or there's just no notes of it in these type of books. Or maybe your guess is that probably there might be, but the book that you're looking at doesn't have that type of information, and it might be disintegrated. You don't know. But yeah, that's a very, very specific thing. Dallan, did you want to say something?
Nope.
Okay. So if you guys are okay, do you want to move on? Do you want to stay here? There does seem to be one additional room over to this side.
Should we go looking over before we go there?
Miss, you want to
Well, it's supposed to
detective
want-
Scriven Scries over there?
Yeah. I'll do invisibility and sneak on through.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Hope you like that message,
guess-
Cari. Okay. Oh, that was more for me than for you, Cari. Sorry. Let's see here. This is what I was looking for. Okay. Did you say you wanted to go to the next room?
Yeah, I'm going invisible and sneaking ahead.
All right, I'm just gonna move you all there for convenience sake. All right, you come into another room, and I'll move you up here.
Ooh, more glowy.
This room, every bookshelf is glowing. There is a very dim purple light, and the central table looks like it has thousands of notebooks that have been disintegrated. There is paper dust everywhere, and study notes, anything that you can guess is just gone to time there. The magic here seems to be much more potent, but the books, Devii, just look a little off.
ooh,
Off. I mean, off.
that's interesting. Those books.
What do you mean, like odd? Like odd?
Yeah, they just
They
look a
look
little
odd.
odd. Like, why is this space like very weird compared to the other ones? Why is this place like this? This isn't mentioned in any of the bookshelves that you had. Like, you're just going up another floor, but you've all been mostly satisfied with the books that you've researched, unless I'm
Well-
missing something that I'm not aware of.
Because I have Death Ward still up, I want to go and touch it. And just be like, guys, stand back just in case. Stand back.
You just grab a book randomly?
No, I'm just kind of going up and feeling. And if nothing happens, then I
Nothing
might
happens.
try to fix stuff. Nothing happens?
I'll just tell
I
you,
was
none of the
invisible.
books have titles.
Oh,
What?
but
Really?
inside, do they have words inside with that?
Is there any?
Do you pick a book off the
books
shelf?
Yes.
Books are empty.
Is there any book that's like cocked that I could
Interesting.
try to?
No.
Empty.
There is
but
no
every
order
single one
or
is
lack thereof of
empty.
the space. Just that there are no book titles on any of the spines.
Maybe we just can't see the titles. Maybe there is some way to see this.
Oh,
type
is
of
this the
magic.
restriction? Is this the restriction section where?
Sure.
It could be.
Can I
Did
try to
you-
cast
did you
Dispel
do-
Magic on one of the books?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, dispel magic.
Do you cast a spell magic? What level?
I
10.
don't have 10. I think it has to be the third level, though.
What's that?
I think I only have it at third level.
Do you cast it at third level?
I have to.
You can upcast it,
I can't.
even if
He
it's not.
doesn't have. He
doesn't
doesn't
have
fourth
lowers.
level.
Ah, okay.
Or uppers? Yeah.
Or downers.
Yes. Okay, you
Or
cast the
meters?
spell magic on the book.
Mhm.
And as you do, it tells you second level, east side, 121st book on the right, second row, in the first page, and the rest of the pages are blank.
Side. Second level east side.
121st, sorry, 22nd book,
Second book.
second shelf.
Second shelf.
Every bookshelf, now that you're looking at them, has 3 shelves, and there are 2 floors. And if you look closely enough for Devii and Goldy, you actually, I think maybe Mesh would probably be more organized than this. Every book has different color spines. Like, oddly, there's no two spines that have the same colors that are touching.
Interesting.
It's like red, green, blue, red, yellow.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's almost like a pattern, but you notice there isn't a pattern. It's just
Right.
like no two colors touch. Like, vertically, horizontally, it's
Yeah.
just very weird.
Hmm.
But as Breker breaks the spell on this book, you also see there's a symbol on the spine. And it's just the symbol of illusion magic. The eye.
Can we go find the book that it's referencing?
Oh yeah, I'll pull you over. You walk over here. You go up the stairs. You go past the shelf here. And you go right there. And you find a book that's identical to the one that you just picked up. And now has a rune on it. You can see it. That's how you found it so quick, is you walk all the way over here and there's an illusion rune that's blinking on it. You pick up the rune and the room transforms.
To
This. A room filled with books, completely thrown on the floor, and all of you are pushed like someone shoves you hard from the back through a picture frame that bends, and you land on the floor of a room with a single large bookshelf, a bunch of large paintings, books everywhere, and what looks to be some kind of rift in the floor. And that is where we're going to pick up next week.
Okay, everyone's here with me this time, yeah? Okay, yeah, you're all here? Woo!
Wait, what
Thank
happened?
God. Don't do that again.
Yeah, you disappeared, by the way. Okay, anyways.
I don't want to talk about it.
Not about myself.
I was by myself. It was scary.
Funnily enough, I cast invisibility. I went ahead of everybody, and then you guys still came in, and I got shunted with you, and I'm still invisible here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you?
Hey, Mesh is
Like,
here.
what the hell happened?
We don't know that you're there then.
Yeah, you don't.
I'm gonna be
I
going
don't know where you are.
first thing and seeing the open book on the desk. Like, where are we? What is it?
I'm gonna go into the middle of the entire room and be like, is that where the end is? It looks like that's where the end port is.
It's the book butthole.
Did you guys have
Trying
fun?
to do a Minecraft joke. Yeah.
This was a
A
great.
lot of info.
Yeah.
Honestly, Rob, if I had my actions shirt, he might have not gotten away.
I will tell you this, Mesh. You guys did barely scratched him.
Oh,
Yeah.
everyone's
I
fine.
have.
Because I did.
What's that, Dallan?
Because I did get to do something.
Yeah.
I actually
No
cast
one-
greater
Only
restoration.
Mesh actually hit him, right?
Correct.
Anyone
Yeah.
else even hit him?
I did. Well,
Your shadows.
Gary, you did 11 damage.
Ryuk still did damage and hit him.
That's him in the
All right, I think Dallan's trying to say he's got a good jet. So, Dallan, you take it easy, buddy.
Daddy.
That's not,
Daddy.
Wait, say that again?
not what I said. I did not say that.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay.
whatever you're saying is coming in
trying to
like
get rid of you.
blips and irregular. So I'm just guessing that that's what you're saying.
He said he had to go.
What were you trying to say?
I don't remember now.
Okay. I'm going to kill the stream at the very least. So
Okay.
thank you guys for watching our show and our
Bye.
little
Is it
session
Saturday
here.
yet?
If you're watching it on the
Bye,
VODs,
guys.
take care.